Oh, we start the show with some wild music as the Edmonton Oilers take on the Wild from Minnesota. Yes, a little bit more from, hold on, everybody, I have to be accurate here, not from Brody, but from North Shore. Because as I understand it, for their second album, Jay Milne's band, and that was him singing in that clip. If you haven't heard the last couple of shows, that was Jay, the lead singer. So you guys changed your name from Brody to North Shore between albums 1 and 2.
That's right.
So several things here before, and we will get you ready for the Oilers in the Wild. I can tell you this, and also let me know, are the Minnesota Wild injury riddled or are they injury plagued? They have a lot of players out with injury. Key guys, Kaprizov, Spurgeon, Brodin, and Faber. Some of their best players will not play tonight against the Edmonton Oilers. I can also tell you there's a chance one of the Oilers' best players won't play tonight. Mattias Ekholm did not take the morning skate and is a game-time decision. Chris Knobloch declined to elaborate on what might be up with Mattias Ekholm. But is it injury-riddled or is it injury-plagued when we're talking about the Minnesota Wild? The River Cree inbox is 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday from 4 to 10 p.m. Of course, email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And if you're on YouTube, taking in the show on that amazing platform, you can enter the nasty chat. You can enter the old diabolical dialogue, as I like to call it, and give us a thumbs up as well. All right, so those are some quick Oilers notes. We have plenty more to talk about. Noah Philp's going to be in. We'll hear from him. So you guys were Brody. You put out an album in 98.
Yes.
And then you put out your second album in 02.
Yes.
Just like Def Leppard took 4 years between Pyromania and Hysteria. Similar.
Yeah. The recording quality of the second one.
No limbs lost, though?
No. Yeah, everybody had their limbs. The recording quality of number 2 was much better.
So why change the name from Brody to North Shore?
I don't know.
North Shore of the Fort Saskatchewan?
Maybe. It would just really went with the surfer theme. It was just, that was what we did. Yeah.
So you changed from, now here's an interesting thing. First of all, when this first came up that you were in a band on Thursday and Friday, this was Jay Milne. Oh, I don't know, the CD doesn't exist. Oh, there's a CD, it doesn't exist. And then all of a sudden, Monday, the CD is here, and unbeknownst to me, songs were played on the show.
Yes.
Until they were played. And then you revealed there was a second CD, and then this is Jay. Oh, I don't know where it is. Oh, we don't have the second CD.
Okay, so funny enough.
Now, all of a sudden, the second CD is here, and we're playing tracks off the seconds, which I'm happy for, but...
confusing. I understand. So here's what happened. Last night, a group thread forms, a group chat between the members of the band.
The North Shore alum.
Each of them asking, why is everybody telling me that our music's being played on your show? I don't get it. I said, boys, I found the album, we put it up. And they're like, oh, this is awesome. So I sent them a clip from the show that I had cut. And the bass player got back and he said, hey, I have the whole second album on my Google Drive. So lo and behold, now we have 2 digitized albums.
Nice.
Brody and North Shore. As Rip City Step says, artists formerly known as Brody. That is correct. Yeah, it was. Now you could tell the quality. And Zach, I've sent Zach a few songs to play. There's a couple instrumentals. Given the timeline, there is a song, our 9/11 song, our 9/11 tribute song that we did. I mean, this was written right after that. So we got it all on this album, and we'll get to know it a little bit more. But you'll notice the quality's better.
And I heard some portions of some tracks in the bullpen throughout the day, and definitely it's a much cleaner production than the first one.
Well, we did some gigs, Reid. We made some
moolah.
moolah.
Some gigs. You were polished. You were more professional. You were more focused. Your creative juices were flowing. You were more mature as individuals. You had more life experience.
All of the above.
Yes. Incredible stuff.
Thank you.
All right, so that is Jay Milne's band. Now North Shore. Those are the songs we're going to be featuring.
We're now into the North Shore territory.
Those are the ones we're going to be featuring today. I just want to remind everybody quickly as well, the EST Fun Spiel presented by Lloyd Sadd Insurance Brokers, February 15th at Shamrock. It's sold out, but you can just still contact about other opportunities or other opportunities with the station. How do people do that?
Yeah, get a hold of Matt at EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Oh, you're not doing this through the business email?
You can do business or
Okay.
Matt. Matt's handling the fun spiel, so you can go ahead and send him that. Send him a limerick. Send him your displeasure with our show. Send him anything. Really, he's the guy that should handle it. He's the coup.
He is the coup. He knows exactly what's going on. All right, so that is a little bit there from North Shore and about our curling and about opportunities you can get into on the show, which is pretty fun. Here's what we expect from the Edmonton Oilers tonight. McDavid between Nugent-Hopkins and Hyman. Draisaitl between Podkolzin and Arvidsson. Henrique with Janmark and Brown. That third line has been mostly reunited the last few games. Noah Philp back with the Edmonton Oilers. I think he was called up during the show yesterday, wasn't he? When the Oilers actually put it out. So he is in between Perry and Kapanen. You're going to hear from him as we move along throughout the afternoon. So that means the scratches up front will be Jeff Skinner and Derek Ryan. On defense, at the morning skate, Nurse and Stetcher, Kulak and Bouchard, and Josh Brown with Ty Emberson. As I noted, Mattias Ekholm not on the ice. So game time decision. We don't know if he's going to play. Calvin Pickard in the starter's net, as it's called, against the Wild in his career. 3-4, 2.51 goals against average, .918 save percentage, and a shutout. Pretty good numbers, even though he's below 500. For the Wild, top line will be Rossi, Zuccarello, and Boldy. Eric Sinek with Johansson and Hartman. Goudreau, Marcus Foligno, and Trennan. And then Kuznetsov, I always have trouble saying that, with Shore and Jones. What, Tom? Kuznetsov. Thank you, my friend. Middleton and Bogosian, Chisholm with Merrill, Dermott with Juracek, Gustafsson in net, 2-1 against the Oilers in his career. So, as I mentioned, Kaprizov, Spurgeon, Broden, and Faber all out. I would say that they're injury-riddled. I would say injury-plagued goes over a long period of time. Like if a player had 3 seasons and he only could play 40 games and he had like 4 injuries, I would say he's been injury-plagued. I would say this team is injury-riddled. I think that would be the difference now that I think about it. Jay's like, why is he even talking about that?
Riddled or plagued? I mean, plagued would suggest that there's something long-standing that's been an issue all year. Riddled would be bang, bang, bang. Right?
Fair enough.
It could be both.
Got
could
a
be
text here.
red-legged.
Got a text here from Starboy. Good show opening. Love the tune. We need North Shore to play Starlight Room.
Who's that?
Somebody that texts me goes by the name Starboy.
Starboy. Okay, well, sure. We'd love to. I would do anything.
When was the last time you sang?
To get the band back together.
When was the last time you sang with purpose, like for a recording or something like that? I know you sing with your...
Long time ago. So what happened was when this will be funny. When the drummer left, then Robbie, the bass player, him and I would do 2-man shows.
Oh, wow.
At weddings. We'd do weddings. So we were wedding singers. So we did he would play like with his foot, a bass drum and play the guitar and I'd do the tambourines and yeah, it was actually pretty fun. But then the band did do a wedding. We did a wedding out in our Drawson. When the drummer came back, we worked for it. And
wow.
I think it was somebody.
So you actually were hired. It wasn't, we're going to play for a friend that's getting married or something like that.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think at that point it was just like, hey, we're getting to get together and go play at a wedding.
But did you do
awesome.
North Shore songs or did you do covers of popular songs to dance to?
When it was just the two of us, we did covers. Like we did, Poker Face, like fun upbeat songs, wedding songs.
The old time rock and roll.
Yeah, you make me wanna shout.
Oh, shout! That's always a popular one. Yeah.
So we did all the hits. It was fun.
Big Slam Nasty says, I heard a rumor the band broke up over a PlayStation 2 dispute. Whose copy of GTA 3 is this?
Well, we used to jam in the two brothers' parents' basement, and it was loud.
Oh, wow. They must have been...
But they're a musical family, so they must have... Well, they probably didn't love it, but they put up with it, that's for sure.
Also, I know for people on YouTube, this will be a little hard to see because it's small, but I'm holding up a tiny little baggie, and in it is a 20-sided die The 20-sided die will be used on the show this afternoon.
Ooh, that's a tease,
as
Reid.
part of Reid's top 3 for food sausage. I will just leave it at that.
Okay.
If any of my former Ched colleagues are watching, they might have an inkling, and I know they watch. They might say, "Oh, I wouldn't watch another station." I know they miss me and they check it out. Okay,
why wouldn't they?
I know that. So I have a 20-sided die, and I think some people in the audience are probably thinking, "What? Dies have 6 sides, not 20." Whereas other people who might have some of more of my interests are like, "Oh, cool, 20-sided die. I got a few of those."
They know.
Or a D20, as it could be referred to.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Because you could have a D4, you can have a D6, a D8, a D10, a D12.
What's the highest D?
I've seen D100s.
Get out of here.
They're circular, and you kind of they actually roll, and then you stop. I could see. I have to go to Warp 2 after work because there's a new Spider-Man comic out today. By the way, if people saw Tom's
it's getting a lot of discussion.
Then I think, people are like, wow. But the D100s are, like, I'm not going to spend $20 on a D100. I don't know if I could get a D100 for less than $2. Then maybe I would get one. Then we could bring it in.
I'll split it with you. I'll go 10, you go 10.
$20 on a D100.
Well, I just want to see it.
If anybody, how much is a D100?
One. Let's split it. We'll split the cost.
I object to that.
Why?
Let me look tonight.
Okay.
I've never really priced out the D100s.
Okay, so, I'm in on it, just so you know.
Well, if it's less than $5, I don't need half the money. All right?
Well, it's an offer.
Speaking of how to pay for things, that's going to be our off-topic topic coming up in about 2 minutes. I would usually go right into it, but because it's an Oilers game day, I have to do something else. I have to give the first clue for the mystery athlete of the game presented by Hudson's Canada's Pub. You're invited down tonight for the Oilers game. You can also join us Fridays and Saturdays from 9 p.m. for our late night happy hour specials. Food starting at $4, drinks from $3.75. Book your reservation now at hudsonscanadaspub.com. You're trying to win a $25 gift card to Hudson's Canada's Pub. You must text your guesses to the River Korean box, 780-218-9999. Maximum 3 guesses per person. You probably know how this works. Just quickly, if you're new or you've never tried to play before, I'm going to give a clue. I will give a maximum of 5 clues throughout the course of the show. If you piece them together, that should help you to arrive at the mystery athlete of the game. Okay? So you can guess after the first clue today. It's up to you, but it's usually easier to figure out once you've heard more than one. I know a couple have been guessed correctly early. I don't think this one will be. First clue is Pacers. Pacers. Okay?
Speaking of the River Korean box, 780-218-9999 is where you can hit us up. Ian says $12 on Amazon.
For a D100?
Yes.
I'll see if Warp can cut me a deal.
Ooh. Hey, do you know who I am? Tell them we'll talk about him. And then they might give you other free stuff. Yeah, they owe us a 10-sided or 100-sided die. And DeLacy Von Busey, that's a wicked handle.
That's a good handle.
Reid doesn't want joint custody of the die.
There's actually some truth to that. I'm not good at sharing.
You're not.
Though I did offer you some Swedish berries today.
You did offer
and you appeared disgusted by them.
I did not. I just had finished lunch. And I just had no desire for Swedish gummies at that point, or Swedish berries. Now, in about halfway through the show, I know where they are.
You do know where they are.
I know where they are, and I might have some.
You could just go get some, yes.
Maybe I will.
They're in my lunch bag, but you could fish around in my bag and look for the Swedish berries.
Oh, Pacers. The Pacers are drawing out all the guesses.
Any correct ones?
Well, Lou Dort is officially in. And he says, you can also guess before the first clue. Lou Dort.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, you could guess. That's true. You just on an Oilers game day. Well, though, you couldn't guess. Would we count guesses before 3 o'clock? Like somebody couldn't be like, hey, buddy, hey, guys, at 6:12 a.m. on the Nielsen show, I guessed Wayne Gretzky. Is that the mystery athlete? Like, they couldn't do that.
If somebody guessed it before the show, I think we'd have to
we'd both
it.
have to retire. I think we'd be done. I think Dustin would find the nearest pasture and be like, there you go, boys.
Well,
you're free now. Just like remember when they dropped off Chief Wiggum Wasn't that when they kicked him out of the B Sharps?
Yes.
They're like, go run, boy, you're free now. And then he started howling at the moon or something like that.
Yeah, I think we just have to stop.
All right. That is the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game. First clue is Pacers.
A little bit of breaking news here from the Double E. The Elks have released kicker Jake Julian to pursue NFL opportunities. So, I mean, I don't see him coming back. You have a 54-yard average in the CFL.
Directional. I didn't like his directional kicking.
Well,
and I didn't like when people would applaud for his missed kicks.
You didn't. You were a very outspoken critic.
Though the very last play of the season for the Elks was a successful long punt.
Well, you get what you get, Reid.
That's very true. Okay, yeah, Julian released by the Elks. And we'll talk a little bit about Geno Lewis and some comments Ed Hervey made to get in some Elks stuff today, though a lot of Oilers focus since it is a game day tonight. Our off-topic topic, though, goes anywhere, and I referenced it sort of relates to paying for stuff. And I guess this is something we could have done at any point because it happens almost daily here at Edmonton Sports Talk. And I would guess for a lot of people who work in a work environment with 3 or more people, I mean, maybe if it's not just 2, well, maybe even if it's 2 people, somebody might be doing a coffee run. So we want to know, for the off-topic topic, what is the process of buying coffee in your workplace? And the reason I brought this up specifically today, because Dustin Nielsen, for the first time ever, offered to get me a coffee. Because usually he's not able to run out, right? Because he's on air like 15 hours a day.
Yeah.
So he said, you know what, I'm going to go to Tim's today. Does anybody want anything? And at first I said no. And then I said, you know what, give me just a small coffee. I'll just have a little one. And so we kind of, without talking about it or planning it, whoever is doing the coffee run just pays. And we don't worry about tracking dollars and cents. It just seems to me it's sort of
feel.
assumed it's going to even out.
It's a feel.
Or maybe if one guy has gone 4 times in a row, the other guy might say, "Oh, here, I'll just give you $5 and that'll cover today on the last." So it's sort of pretty much an honor system. Some people, might ask for more extravagant drinks, which then get mocked because it's kind of like if you're asking for a coffee that's $3 or less, fine. You're asking, what did he want today? He wanted a double cappuccino lobster drink, a double lobster cappuccino.
Yeah, that one runs at like $29.99, I think.
Yeah. So anyway,
well, here's it all is a fair point as well, and maybe this is just my rationale, but for said younger people in the workforce,
right?
The Kubes, the Tubes, and the Brundens. I don't expect them to pull
we should
out,
be covering for them more often than not.
If they said, "Hey guys, I'm picking up today," I would say, most times I'd say, "I'm good, thanks."
I'd say no, yeah,
because it's just
or
the way
I'd throw them a 5,
or
yeah. Now if they were going repeatedly, or I really felt that it meant they wanted to sort of say,
sure,
I want to pay today, then you sort of get a vibe. Hey, you know what? He sees all of us paying for him. It's been months. He want. Then I might say, okay, yeah, sure. But generally, the younger people, I'd say, yeah,
not expected.
Yeah,
I mean, and Hernan's usually in on it. It would be Hernan, myself, you obviously, and that's usually the extent. Koob sometimes comes in with a decaf order.
He wanted a decaf because I went yesterday.
Yeah. But that's our system. There's nothing in place. Yeah. There's nothing written on a wall or on a whiteboard. It's just, hey, who wants one? And you just have a feel to say, hey, I better get the next one, or something like that. It's an honor system.
Because when I was at Ched, it was often just Brendan Escott and I ourselves in the sports department, and if one guy went, that guy paid, and it was going to even out. But I remember one day there was somebody from the news department going around. And I was like, yeah, I'll grab a coffee. And I just kind of turned back to my desk, and I noticed they were lingering. And I was like, yeah, you want a toonie? Yeah, well, yeah. And they're like, yeah, because Escott and I would just pay for each other.
Oh.
But this person was like, where's the toonie?
See, I don't like that. No, I mean,
they didn't say it, but I could tell they were, yeah.
But once again, it comes down to your system.
Right.
If this is a system set in place, then hey, that's the way it is. Hey, guys, or we could start a coffee fund where everybody just brings in their spare change that you don't want in your car anyways, and put it in the coffee pot or the coffee bowl, and we just pick from there.
And we don't. we don't even do it every day.
No, it's probably twice a week.
So yeah, if that even. And plus, a lot of us on our commutes might just grab one. And if a guy stops spontaneously coming to work, it's not expected he has to phone everybody. And I think we're pretty low key and fair.
Well, every
here.
Friday, as to continue the tradition that I started, when I come into the hangout, I always text the people that I know are going to be around for the hangout and offer to buy them a coffee on my way in.
Yeah.
But that's purely traditional. That's on me.
Yeah.
Right? Which I will not be on the hangout this Friday. Big school assembly.
Oh, congratulations.
My daughter's got a big speaking role.
Oh, nice.
So
I look forward to hearing about that.
I can't miss it. I talked to the Coup. He was gracious enough to let me out of my obligations for Friday's hangout.
So since 1952 and since 2024, William Huff has been providing the off-topic topic sponsorship, and since 1952, industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best it can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com. Give them a shout, 780-454-4536. So the off-topic topic, and I know Jay's going to have a lot of text to go through with Oilers chat. With
They're coming in already,
which is fine. What is your coffee procedure at work in terms of getting something for, I guess 3 or more people, or even 2 or more people if somebody's doing a coffee run? The River Korean box, of course, 780-218-9999. You're going to hear from Knobloch and Philp. We might have more Brody music, more North Shore music, which will be pretty fun. And we have our glorious colleague, the drinker of the decaf double lobster cappuccinos, Zachary Kubusch, with the sports update.
With 2 games in the NHL, 28-year-old Noah Philp slots back in for the Oilers against the Wild, with Mattias Ekholm listed as a game-time decision. And you can tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas just an hour before puck drop to set you up for the action right here on EST. The other game sees the Hurricanes meet the Sabres at 4. And in football, the Elks have released kicker Jake Julian in order for him to pursue NFL opportunities, while down south, Baltimore has reclaimed former Raven Deontay Johnson from the Texans, previously being placed on waivers by Baltimore earlier this season, and Johnson won't officially be a part of the team until after the Super Bowl. On the court, the Celtics and Raptors tip off with the Magic face the Bucks, and the Nuggets take on the Rockets, seeing 11 games around the association. This sports update is brought to you by Sit and Sleep. Transform your home at a fraction of the cost during Sit and Sleep's winter clearance event. From massive discounts on major sleep brands to unbeatable deals on Canadian-made custom furniture, Sit and Sleep has their winter clearance event, and it's a can't miss. Plus, enjoy free local white glove delivery and special financing offers to help you bring home the best. Visit Sit and Sleep today in South Common, next to Planet Fitness. We have a brief intermission before Reid and Jay return with the Oil Understood. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and that was your sports update.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Fuge Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store, or use the code EST when shopping online at fugesausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Fuge Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
The grand opening sale at Sit and Sleep is almost over. This is your last chance to take advantage of the special introductory sale prices on all mattresses. Stop in today for a free pressure point scan using cutting-edge technology so sleepologists can identify the perfect mattress for you. Right now, get free local delivery on any mattress over $7.99 and receive a free bamboo cooling mattress protector. Enjoy grand opening savings with every mattress on sale. Join us on location today for the final celebration at Sit and Sleep in South Common next to Planet Fitness. Don't miss out. The grand opening sale ends soon.
All right, thanks, Coop. Great work, buddy. Another great day to be at Edmonton Sports Talk. Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas will take over the stream at 5:30, so we have a slightly truncated or abbreviated?
Abbreviated. Both.
Fair enough. Is one more appropriate than the others? Anyway. We're done at 5:30, is what I'm saying.
We are. And smash the thumbs up now because we want to get to the word of the day before that because the Koob stayed late last night. He put in some OT.
Did he?
Yes. And he has made a word of the day jingle, would you say? Or we haven't heard it.
I'd call it a jingle.
Okay.
It's a bit of a mashup, let's say.
Okay, sweet.
That's enough said. Too much.
All right. But yeah, give us a thumbs up on YouTube if you're in the nasty chat. Great pace early and a lot of people in there. So let's get going with that. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree inbox. We have a lot going on. You can guess the Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. If you want to take a stab after one clue, it's Pacers. I don't know if anybody's going to get it that early. We can talk some Oilers stuff with Philp in tonight. Pickard's the goaltender. Jeff Skinner and Derek Ryan scratch. We don't know if Mattias Ekholm is going to play. That's a big story. And our off-topic topic is the process for getting coffee at work for colleagues or yourself or a colleague getting coffee.
Well, Sean sent something into the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. He says, I think someone has to be in the trust circle in order to be part of coffee runs. And one gets accepted into the circle once they offer to do a coffee run. It starts with two people, and then you grow your circle. I think that's very sage advice and very appropriate.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, our circle was you and I.
It was a line.
Yeah, that was it. Bing, bing. But then, as the Oilers and Hernan would stay for the GCL Diesel pregame show, well, then Hernan's here. And you can't just go out without asking. So now, Hernan finds himself in the trust circle. It's beautiful.
If there was somebody that never went and never offered to pay, I would stop asking them if they wanted anything at Ched. If I ever did a larger... Right,
sure.
Because a lot of times Escott and I, when we're like, I'm going to get something. You want something? And the guy just goes. But every once in a while, you'd go around the second floor. And there was somebody who generally wanted a drink and like a donut or a sandwich or something and would never offer to pay. It could be a $7 or $8 expense. So I just stopped asking that person after a while.
And they shouldn't be in there.
No, they shouldn't be in there.
They don't deserve that privilege.
No.
It's a privilege, not a... What do you say? It's a privilege, not a expectation?
I guess.
Maybe.
All right. Do you want to do more text in the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999, or do you want to do the Oil Understood right now?
Let's get to the Oil Understood.
Let's do the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts, proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years, and now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Understood. Okay, So Noah Philp was called up, about 24 hours ago, the Oilers told us. It was during this show. He will play tonight. Here is Chris Knobloch on Noah Philp.
Giving him an opportunity to play with our team and hopefully provides some physicality, some speed to our game, and another guy who can penalty kill.
What have you been hearing from the people down in Bakersfield about his game since his last NHL appearance in November?
Just confident with the puck. He's been used in all situations, playing 20-plus minutes a night. Built a little bit on the power play, definitely penalty kill. One of the top two lines, and just feeling very confident with the puck and making some really nice plays.
All right. I don't think he will play 20-plus minutes tonight, but he very well could be needed on the penalty kill, and he very well could be needed to win faceoffs. So Noah Philp is in. Fun fact about Noah Philp, if you're maybe watching the game with family or friends tonight, or perhaps in an establishment with a bunch of strangers, fun little tidbit to throw out there when Noah Philp is on the ice or makes a play. Earlier in his career, he played for the University of Alberta Golden Bears.
Really?
Yeah, I told Tom and Dustin that earlier today. They were quite, Tom's still fascinated by it.
Yeah, mind blown, right, Tommy?
I whenever you play that applause on Mystery Athlete of the Game Day,
oh, sorry,
I thought somebody got it. I don't think anybody's getting this one after one. Maybe after two. Maybe.
What was the first clue again?
Pacers. Philp, of course, was up briefly earlier this season. He was asked what he learned from that time with Edmonton.
I think just being consistent, being aggressive, and trying to make a difference out there. I think if you sit back a little too much, you're not going to make anything happen. So that's kind of a little bit of my focus going forward.
How would you describe your game and where it's at since November 4th, since the last time we saw you in Edmonton?
Steadily progressing, I think. I feel like I've been working a lot on my speed and just keeping my legs moving and being effective and having a good stick all over the ice, and hoping to put that into play here.
All right. I liked how he put that, Jay, staying aggressive, because I think for a player, and I mean, I was going to say young, he's not super young. I mean, he's 26, but he's inexperienced in the NHL. And I've seen this over the years. I'm sure everybody's seen it. Guy gets called up, and you're kind of like, well, what did he do? Because they get up into the NHL, it's faster, they're nervous, the players are bigger, the play is more precise and polished than in the American Hockey League, and they kind of sit back and just think, okay, I just can't screw up, as opposed to go out there and be. And I liked what he said there about having a strong stick all over the ice. And I think I'm going to give you Noah Philp's offensive numbers. 9 goals, 17 points in 28 games with the Bakersfield Condors. I would say there is next to zero expectation or reliance on him to produce offense with the Oilers. Fair? I mean, you'd love it. He was great. He got an assist, and it was like his second or third shift against Nashville. But
that's not why you're bringing him up here.
Right.
He's a physical presence, like Knobloch said, speed, physicality, PK. That's a guy you need.
Well, if you want to directly compare him to Derek Ryan, he's bigger.
Yes. Possibly faster, especially at this point in their careers. So then if he has those things, and he can win some faceoffs, and he can be on the PK, and he can just be, and this is what we were talking about yesterday with how the Oilers are playing. They're just playing very thorough and detailed, and the sticks are in the right place, and the bodies are positioned properly and on the whole defensive side of the puck. So if he embraces all that, then he's going to be fine. And if he's playing 11 minutes, and he's not getting scored on, and he's getting the puck out of his own end, that's good. Well, last time he was up, he was paired with Corey Perry as well. And we talked about it earlier. I believe it was Podkolzin. And that line was buzzing. I believe they scored in the first period of the game against Nashville.
I think it was Philp's second shift. Might have been his third shift.
Yeah. So, just do what you do. That's why you're up here. Don't change your game. That's why the Oilers have brought you up here, to play like you play. Don't overthink it.
Yeah. All right, a little bit more from Philp here, who's going to be on a line with Corey Perry and Kapanen tonight.
Yeah, I got a chance to play with Perry before, and I think I said last time he's such a calming presence out there, and he's seen it all. So just excited to have his mind out there, and then Caps has a lot of speed and great player as well. So just excited to make some stuff happen.
think we got to get Noah Philp a throat lozenge.
He's got a bit of a gravelly delivery.
He does
when he speaks. Big Slam Nasty in the Nasty chat. If you say Noah Philp and Golden Bears in the same sentence, Bob Stauffer pops up like Beetlejuice. Well,
that's a good one.
That is pretty good. I'll let that one stand for itself. I have noticed this about Noah Philp because I've been interviewing him since he was playing for the Bears, and then obviously was away from hockey for a year and came back. And he's not the only player to do this, so I'm not picking. And quite frankly, there are people like this. He speaks differently off mic than he does on mic. Like, he totally goes into hockey player. He's a little more, projects his voice a little more and is a little more outgoing if you just see him or say, hey, Noah, how's it going? Oh, good for you, whatever. And then when this is
serious,
then when it's camera time, it's totally
interesting.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, and I'm just going to go up there and work, and I keep my stick on the
right.
So anyway, but he's not the only person. Like I've had, not just interviewing Oilers over the years. Pick a team, pick a level of sports. Some people just change when the mic and camera's on. Some people do it on purpose. Some people might do it subconsciously. Some people just don't like speaking publicly.
Sure.
So if you go up and say hi to them, they're cool. But if it's an interview, they just aren't. But anyway, so yes, he does a little bit of a gravelly delivery, but that's fine. If he plays with a gravelly demeanor, that's going to be good for the Oilers.
Oh, well done.
Now, the Minnesota Wild, as we emphasize, here are the key guys. They have a couple other guys hurt, but these are the key guys. Kaprizov, good player. Spurgeon, good player. Brodin, good player. Faber, good player. All not playing. So if you look at a 20-man lineup, that's a fifth of their regular lineup that's out.
Oof.
And really, those guys would be all what? Their top? Well, they'd be
two,
in the top
3 with Kaprizov as their top player.
Well, it'd be 3 of their top 4D, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you could argue that the Minnesota Wild are missing 4 of their top 7 players.
That's tough.
I mean, Zuccarello's pretty good. Eriksson Ek's pretty good. I think they're missing their 3 best D. So anyway, you hope the Oilers can jump on these guys, as they did, I can't remember, a few weeks ago. 7-1. They beat them pretty bad. Here is Knobloch on the banged-up Minnesota Wild.
Credit to them. I think they're keeping their game really simple. They're a team that always works hard and has defended really well. So if you're a group that defends well, that gives you an opportunity to win every night. And they've done an extremely well job considering they're being shorthanded.
They still have a very good record. In fact, they are a point ahead of the Oilers in the standings. The Oilers do have a game in hand. The Wild are 27-13-4. The Oilers are 27-13-3. They have split their previous 2 meetings this season. The road team won both. The Oilers obviously better lately. Over the last 15, 16 games, the Avalanche right around 500. We know what the Oilers have been doing really for the last couple of months. On the power play, the Wild, not good, 18.2%, 24th in the NHL. Their PK is not very good either, 71.6%, that's 29th. The Oilers' PK still slowly climbing after that horrific start. 77.1% is 24th in the NHL. And the power play, very good. But yet I think a lot of us feel, could be better. 24.3%, which is 8th in the NHL. It was funny yesterday when we were talking about the Oilers. We didn't get to all the messages, but somebody wrote in and said they are a better 5-on-5 team because they don't rely on the power play as much.
Yeah, that was Jason and Leduc.
They still score 1 of every 4 attempts basically on the power play. I do, just a side note here, I remember Jack and I looked this up a couple years ago. I think it was a couple of years ago because I believe it was the 22-23 season, and we went back to the 12-13 season. And I think 3 teams had power plays above 20%, and nobody was above 25. And then the year we looked, there were like 20 out of the 32 teams were above 20%. Like, that's changed quite a bit.
The game is evolving. And, that is an area where the Oilers should really take advantage. I mean, say what you want about the players that are missing, but that discrepancy between their strong power play and the lack of strength in the Minnesota Wild PK. Now, fun fact, this would be the first time since the 2018-19 season that they would win the season series against the Wild.
Really?
The Oilers have had struggles against the Wild in recent years.
They usually play 3 times a year.
Yeah. So this would be this is their third and final meeting tonight. Oilers are 1-6 in their last 7 in Minnesota.
That has not been I feel, I don't know the exact stats, but I feel as if that hasn't been a good building for them. Because I know when I started working on Oilers
compare that
now,
to Columbus, right?
Well,
with the cannons.
Well, yeah, it's just in Columbus there's been weird things that have happened. But when I started producing Bob's show, so 2011, weren't they something like at 18 or 19 games without a...
Well, all time they're 18, 27, and 7. In Minnesota.
At Minnesota against the Wild.
That's right.
Yeah, you didn't count the North Stars.
I did not.
Nor should have you.
And McDavid could surpass Jari Kurri tonight. He's 2 points behind Kurri in total points.
Yeah.
So with a 3-point game, he could surpass Jari Kurri and move into second in all-time franchise scoring.
Amazing.
Just simply amazing.
Is Gretzky first?
Oh, some player. I just saw Wayne. Wayne G.
Just looked up Wayne. I want to get to a question here from Dave that's in the nasty chat about the Oilers. More of your comments on the River Korean box.
And a limerick.
780-218-9999.
We've already got a limerick.
We have a limerick. Isn't there a limerick in the nasty chat as well?
That's
or is
what
that
I'm
the last
talking
one you're referring to? I don't think the Big Uke has sent his in yet. He will. We are back after this sports update from Zachary Kubusch.
Just 2 games in the NHL sees Edmonton starting their road trip in Minnesota with Noah Philp returning to the lineup fresh off his call-up, while Mattias Ekholm is listed as a game-time decision for the Oil. And you can catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas at 5:30 as they tee up the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show right here on EST. And the other game sees Carolina visiting Buffalo starting at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Oil Kings and Broncos throw it down for one of 5 games in the WHL, while Spokane meets Kelowna and Portland faces Saskatoon. In the CFL, Jake Julian of the Elks has been released for him to pursue NFL opportunities, while for the Ravens, Deontay Johnson is on the move once again as he's been reclaimed by Baltimore from the Texans, while with Johnson having to wait until after the Super Bowl to become a part of the Ravens once again. Out east, Toronto hosts Boston. Philly battles New York with the Knicks. And the Nuggets go at it against the Rockets. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Find out how you can make an impact at findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. That's 780-988-1717. Reid and Jay have more after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and you're on the loop.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
This is your chance to win big with the Split the Pot Lottery. Support the Capital Care Foundation to help Alberta seniors get the care they deserve and support more healthcare foundations across the province. With a grand prize draw that grows with every ticket sold, the jackpot is hundreds of thousands and just keeps getting bigger. Visit splitthepot.ca and buy your tickets now. Don't forget to pick Capital Care Foundation as your foundation of choice. Next jackpot is January 16th, license number 713959.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business business to the next level.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. Whoa, that was energetic. Was that a whole track?
That wasn't us.
Well, that's not you guys.
No, Koob is throwing curveballs.
Oh, Koob's just doing whatever he wants.
I'm saving the good stuff.
Koob's just toying with
I've
you.
become very confused because there wasn't
that's
a CD.
good. That's
then
good.
There was a CD. Then they were called Brody. Then they were called North Shore.
I feel honored that you would think
Then
that
you
was
don't
us.
talk to anybody in the band. Then you're in a group chat.
I talked to them in the band. You know what, Reid? Maybe you need to listen more.
Possibly. Yeah, that's fine. Dave of the Nasty Chat, side note here. Where was it now? Is there any mock-up leak about the new non-Oilers logo jersey that was rumored? I rely on Tom for this, so hopefully I'm quoting him correct. Oh, he's just going to come in and answer the question himself.
Get on the mic.
You can go on Koob's mic. He might even put you on camera.
Do I have to yell into this mic like someone else does?
Lean in.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I love you, Koob. Sorry, I kicked over your water. Okay, what do we want to know?
Okay, well,
What do we want to know?
we want to know about a non-Oilers logo on a jersey. That's, I guess, a third. Because next year, the third jerseys are back around the league, right?
Well, they're around this year too, but
Some of them.
Some teams
Some
have
went
opted,
away.
Yeah, some went away, and the Oilers just went with the two this year. So a non-Oilers logo on the third jersey for next year.
I think that's what Dave means, yes.
that would be confirmed.
So he says he hasn't seen anything, but he's wondering if there's anything leaked. But there's no images leaked.
I have not seen it. I have seen the
Someone leaked
the
it to
rendering
you.
from the team.
Okay. But you're not making it public.
No, I don't have it. I wasn't given.
You're
I
not
was
walking
shown
around with a
it.
copy of the jersey?
No, I have a mental image. Thank you. It's a new uniform that has no... It doesn't derive from any other Oiler jersey that has existed. And it does not have the traditional Oilers logo on it. Confirmed.
So it's the McFarland jersey is what you're saying?
No, it is
It's not
definitely
the
not.
McFarland, because that did not have the Oilers logo on it.
Correct. But
it's not those reverse retro, which, by the way, to me, cancels itself out. If it's reverse and retro,
then it's
current. Modern or it's futuristic.
Yes. However you want to interpret that. No, it's not the reverse retro McFarland jersey.
Tom, while we got you here, you said you had a mental picture of the jersey in your mind. What other mental pictures do you have in your mind?
Oh, things that cannot be said on air. Thank you.
Please go into it.
I can't.
Okay.
You did a great job impersonating me earlier.
Thank you. I enjoyed that thoroughly. I hope you took no, you weren't pained by it.
No, I wasn't. I was very amused.
And no malice intended.
I did not take any.
It is nice to have you around at this time of the day.
Yeah,
Nice
it is.
to be
It's
around.
fun. There's
And
people
Hernan's
here.
here.
Hernan's
It's
coming
buzzing.
on the show later at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, wait till Belzy shows up. It's going to be
Was
even
he
more of a
actually
party.
coming in too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
It's going to be great. Also, we're going to have, if you're into curling, we're going to have a team of 4 available to give away on our show for the Oilers alumni bond spiel. Pat Garland from the Oilers alumni called me earlier. So I know our fun spiel sold out, which is excellent. The Oilers alumni bond spiel is this Saturday at Shamrock, and we're going to be able to give away a team for 4 to one of our listeners, and if they can put together a team.
Who are you playing with?
I'm going to be like, I'll probably have a team. I go and throw a few rocks, do a little bit of sweeping, but I got to do the pre- and post-game show.
Right.
Defending champ right over here, by the way.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
I've taken up enough of your show.
No, we like having you.
I like being on your show.
Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for letting me have
That's the one and only Tom Gazzola hopping into the James H. Brown studio. James H. Brown, personal injury law firm, the heavy hitters of injury law with over 200 years of experience. James H. Brown will get you the settlement you deserve. JamesHBrown.com. Book your private consultation today. Yeah, appreciate that question. Again, side of a kind of a side note. I have found this, Jay. Just I know this is a bit of a detour from tonight's game, but we go there often. As I feel as I have become a more seasoned individual, as I have aged, I become less and less interested in jerseys. I'm like, okay, just put them on and go play. I'm not like, oh, look at, like, I guess if something is either really ugly or really, really nice, then I might say something. But other than that, I'm like, have a simple logo, have colors that are easy to recognize, and go out there and play. So I appreciate Dave asking that question, because I probably wouldn't have got, I've heard stuff about this, and Tom has told me some stuff, but I probably wouldn't have worried too much about it myself. But from the sounds of it, this will be a true alternate jersey. Like we were talking about with Jed yesterday. It won't just be the Oilers logo, traditional logo, with a different color scheme. It'll be a bit of a departure.
Yes, that's what I was just going to reference. A total departure from what you would normally see.
So the oil drop with the Oilers text will not be on there by the sounds of it.
By the sounds of it. I don't like it either, Reid. I don't see the need for it other than just for the team to make money, which, okay, great. But for me, I don't care. I could care less, actually. Or I couldn't
care less. Dave chiming in. He's the one who first asked the question. He was he likes New Jersey, so I'll just reword his opening sentence there. He says, "I'm from Scotland, where our professional teams change every year, and I love seeing the new releases." So, yeah, I guess there are some sports and leagues where they tweak almost every year, or if you're the Oregon Ducks, you tweak every game. Yeah, that's what it was. Or change every game, but anyway.
I mean, you don't see the Canadians changing their jersey, or
they don't change a lot.
Blackhawks or the Bruins, the Rangers have had some variations, but not departures.
Right.
I mean, the Oilers are blue and orange. Just that's great colors. That's a great color match. Just keep it in that blue and orange sphere, and you'll be just fine.
Yeah. All right. Give us a thumbs up if you're watching on YouTube. You can talk with us and with each other in the nasty chat, in the diabolical dialogue. We might be able to get to 100 before the first hour of the show is done. If everybody just went and clicked right now, well, we'd be well over 100. So please do that. And a reminder, let everybody know that you can take in the show on YouTube, through iHeartRadio, through TuneIn Radio, through EdmontonSportsTalk.com. And if you want to listen after the fact, just search us wherever you get your podcasts, and away you go. Do you want to go to the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999, or where do you want to head here?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sure.
Well, in relation to our off-topic topic, which is what is the coffee process at your office, Bronco Nick says, what office doesn't have decent coffee readily available? Having to go out for coffee is ridiculous. Bronco Nick, I will tell you that we have a perfectly capable drip coffee brewing machine in the kitchen. Eric uses it every day. In fact, I had a cup. I was in early for a sales meeting. I had a cup of Joe. It's great coffee. Now, does everybody want that? You'd only drink a small. Hernan's usually a small. So for us to put on a pot would be negligent.
Yeah, and I don't have coffee at work every day. I don't even have coffee at home every day.
That's correct. So in E-Train says, I work in an office of 20 plus, so I only pick up for select few, and it is my treat. Pods are also available at work, so my treat is to buy coffee cream for all to enjoy. Yeah, that's a big move. That's a good move. That's a veteran move.
So Ched had one of those Keurigs where you put the little thing in it. Is that what they're called? Pods.
K-pod.
Yeah, it looked like how you get a little thing of dip, but it was actually, I never really wanted to use it.
Why? Just the process of it?
I don't know.
You don't know what's going into your body?
And I'm like, how much coffees they're going to be? I don't know. I just didn't do much for me.
And you worked there for 17 years?
I worked there for 14 years.
14 years, sorry.
But they didn't have it the whole time.
No. Wouldn't have been around when you started.
Well, coffee wasn't invented when I started.
Yeah. Isn't that the truth?
Coffee had not been mined. They were not mining coffee beans.
And we do have a limerick that came in the nasty chat. If you have a limerick, go ahead and send it to the River Cree inbox. You can reach us at 780-218-9999. So, Kirk, I believe this is in reference to our dunk video today.
Okay.
There once was a vid, quite the sight. It filled all the watchers with delight. With a click and a tap, on that thumb I did slap, and the algorithm danced through the night.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's very
good.
referential.
That was very good.
Very,
Well
very
done.
referential. I like that one for sure. I better give clue number 2, right?
Oh, yes.
Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. You must text your guess to the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. The Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. The second clue is 1998. So the first clue was Pacers. The second clue is 1998. I think someone might get it before there's clue number 3.
No.
You don't think so?
No. Dollany TV. This is huge, Reid. This is huge. Hey, gents, just figure out the iHeartRadio thing on the Office TV and looking forward to being able to tune in regularly now. Missed hearing Reid. Hey.
We
found another one.
I've seen Dollany's YouTube channel. I think that's who it is.
Okay.
So greetings. I may have even been on his show at some. I don't know. I can't remember every
Really?
show. I don't know if I was ever on with him. I don't know if he has guests.
Who's Dollany?
He's on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's who I'm thinking of.
Okay. Well, welcome, Dollany.
I know, like the heavy hockey guys, like Dash and the guy that lives on a barge in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yes, Michael.
I've been on their show a few times.
Great dudes.
By the way, X-Ray Jay, hope you're feeling okay. I think he is. He's back home, so that's good to hear from X-Ray Jay. He's saying that we are the wind beneath his wings. Yes. Well, I've often been compared to Bette Midler.
Yes, you have. Similar looking.
What movie was that from? Oh, what movie was Wind Beneath My Wings from? Wasn't it from a movie? Did you ever know that you're my hero? You are the wind beneath my wings. That's all I remember. Beaches, yes. And that was Bette Midler. Was it Bette Midler and Cher?
No, Barbara Hershey.
And?
Bette Midler.
Oh, Cher was not in it. So that was in
She
Beaches.
may have been, Reid. She may have been.
Joelle, Beaches in the Nasty Chat. Thank you, Joelle. I don't think Cher was in that one.
What a song. I mean, if you
that
think
was a
of
huge song.
Sure. But when you think of the wind beneath your wings, it just makes sense. That means you're everything. If there were no wind beneath their wings, they would fall flat to the earth.
You'd have to build an engine.
Yes, you'd need a fan.
You'd need some sort of a fan. That's right.
You'd need some sort of a propellant.
All right, Oilers in Minnesota tonight. It is all right. Here's the thing, everybody. On the schedule, it's listed as a 6:30 game. If you haven't already seen this, and I'll give credit to the one and only Jack Michaels for this. He often will tweet out the exact face-off time. For example, as we know, a 7 o'clock Oilers game starts 7:07, 7:09, whatever it was. The 7:30 game the other night was 7:39. I think I mentioned that because I saw it on the whiteboard. Today's game is at 6:52 because this is in Wednesday night hockey when there's a Wednesday night hockey game in the States. I think the earlier game today is on Wednesday night hockey, so they don't want to have too much overlap. Because remember last year there was a game in Chicago that didn't start till 7:30 Mountain, but then it was actually 7:52 because it was on Wednesday night, or maybe it was the year before. So anyway, it's a 5:30 Oil Stream pregame show presented by GCL Diesel with Tom and Hernan. But the puck dropping closer to 6:50-ish, 6:52. So just a note for that tonight. Now, still put your TV on at 6:30 just in case I'm wrong but I think that's the plan for tonight.
Well, that just means extra Gene, right? Sprinkling in
more Gene dancing around doing puns.
A little longer Gene segment.
Nothing wrong with a little more Gene Principe. All right. The River Cree box, of course, is 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the Kitchen Restaurant. All-you-can-eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday from 4 to 10 p.m. We're going to have buying and selling for Damon Bunting when we get back.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
How do you beat those winter blues? How about a double shot of classic rock? River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Helix and Sweet. February 28th, live in the venue. Helix and Suite. Get your tickets now at rivercreekresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. An in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Play more tables and games.
Play more tables and games. Make the most of your fan game. Oh, you want to, you need to, you know just what you've gotta do. It's time to add some fun to your life. Make the most of your fan game. Play more tables and games.
Play more games.
Mattias Ekholm is a game-time decision for the Oilers while Noah Philp slots back in versus the Wild for the first of 3 straight games on the road. And you can catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas as they preview the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show at 5:30 right here on EST. And in just a moment, it's the Hurricanes meeting the Sabres. In football, the Elks have released kicker Jake Julian in order for him to pursue NFL opportunities, while down south, Baltimore has reclaimed former Raven Deontay Johnson from the Texans, with him previously being placed on waivers by Baltimore earlier this season. Johnson won't officially be a part of the Ravens until after the Super Bowl. And on the court, it's the Celtics and Raptors throwing it down while the Magic face the Bucks, and the Nuggets take on the Rockets, seeing 11 games around the association. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and that was your sports update. Hour 2 of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
This is Jay Milne on the vocals. Is this the 9/11 song?
It is, yeah.
What was it called again? Or what is it called?
I forget. I don't know. It, a little... That happened right before we were recording this one.
Hey, should I answer this call?
Yeah, answer it on air.
Call display coming in from the number V115180347 00060.
Answer it on air.
That's definitely
Get 'em,
completely
Reid. Get 'em.
legitimate phone number. All right. Thank you for playing some North Shore.
Yeah, thanks, Coop.
Self-titled album?
Obviously.
What was on the cover?
A wave.
Why were you acting like surfers in northern Alberta?
It was the thing to do. You wore puka
It's
shells,
ironic.
puka shells, and baby blue T-shirts and frosted tips. That was what it was, man. I just calling it like it was.
That's a good one. I want to let you know that portions of this hour are presented by Canadian Brewhouse. NHL lives at the Canadian Brewhouse. Every Oilers Game Day, get $1 off tankers of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. You can win game tickets, add 2 tickets to a surf and turf dinner at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com. So Oilers and Wild coming up tonight at 6:30. Again, closer to 6:50 for the drop of the puck as the Oilers try to win the season. What did you say? 2019 was the last time they won the season series from the Wild?
2018-19, yeah.
I did not know that. That's a pretty good fact. The Wild, I mean, they started 6-1-2 in October. They went 10-3-2 in November. And then, I think a couple things happened. Things tend to balance out after a hot start, as they did with Winnipeg. Still, is it last night Connor got the natural hat trick, by the way? in the first period. Yeah, incredible. And then the Wild were 7-7 in December and 4-2 in January, so not a bad month so far. Against the Pacific Division, the Wild are 6-5-2. The Oilers are good against the Central. They're 9-4-0 against the Central Division. So just some more notes for tonight's game. Pickard in net. And, well, this is a big one for Edmonton. Mattias Ekholm didn't take the morning skate, and he's a game-time decision. We know what a important player he is for Edmonton. Can do everything well, good leadership. Chris Knobloch would not elaborate on what is ailing him or bothering him. And Noah Philp called up and in the lineup for the Oilers, centering Perry and Kapanen. Let's check out Buying or Selling. It's presented by our good buddy Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com, Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate.
Well, this has to do with this. Now, I want to get your take on this Klingberg talk that's been going around.
Sure.
Buy or sell on the potential acquisition of that player. But Sandman writes in, I don't want the Oilers picking up players off waivers or going after rehab projects like Klingberg. While Kapanen has been okay, usually those types of players are washouts. Oilers need to build chemistry with their current roster and continue to find defined roles for everyone. That came in from Sandman. Reid, what do you think about this?
Well, first of all, on waivers today, Tristan Jarry, former Oil King goaltender for the Penguins, is on waivers. I don't think the Oilers would go there. By the way, keep hammering the thumbs up on YouTube. We are already almost at 100. You can be person number 100 if you get in there right away. My initial, when did the Klingberg story first come out? Monday,
I think.
And then was it Dreger that said today that, now I think the way he worded it was that the Oilers are Klingberg's first choice, which is different than him being a choice for the Oilers. Okay, well, and when something like this happens, I always think to myself, well, what do I think? And my initial response was kind of thinking, I'm not sure about Klingberg. Not just because of his skill set, but when you've missed that much time, over a year, I always worry how long is it going to take to get back up to speed, such as with Connor Brown. And yes, I know everybody, the first thing you're going to say is different injury. I respect that. It's a different injury, but it's still a long time away from competitive, high-end NHL hockey, and joining a team that wants to win the cup. And then when stuff like this happens, I always contact a couple people I trust and say, what do you think? The people I've talked to that I trust, and the hockey world's a big world, so everybody has their own network and people that they talk to, but especially one person said, you do not want this player. That, yes, he's good on the power play, but the Oilers have a D-man who runs the power play very well, and that he's really quite... I mean, this person really slammed his defensive work. I always thought, he's not great. This person was like, you do not want him defending. So, if they sign him, of course, I'd give him a chance and evaluate him based on what I see. I don't know if it's worth the risk given what the Oilers need on the back end. I mean, with the way Emberson has been playing, they need an older, more experienced Emberson, don't they?
Sure. They need a defensive defenseman, correct? Yeah. Not an offensive defenseman, which is what Klingberg's major attribute is.
And I know people are saying, well, get another Ekholm. Well, there are only so many of those, right?
The fact that they got him in the first place.
And you have to have somebody you're willing to trade. Part of the reason they got Ekholm was because they had Bouchard coming to replace Barry.
True enough.
And, the money was, they were able to work the money out a little better. So, if you asked me yes or no on Klingberg, for my opinion, I would say no. If they sign him, then hey, we'll talk about how he actually plays and what he does.
Well, Joelle chimes into the River Cree inbox as she's out in that area in Ontario, and she said it's like Edmonton picks up reject projects. Right?
Well, who else? You mean Kane and Perry?
Possibly.
No,
I believe that's exactly.
Yeah, they were basically fired by their teams for doing stuff that was not good. I mean, Kapanen's a waiver pickup. Kapanen, to me, was a lower risk pickup than Klingberg might be. And actually, Kapanen's been fine. I mean, for the role he's been asked to play.
Absolutely. This one here comes in. Let's see. Good day, gentlemen. Great matchup for the Oilers tonight. They will hammer the injury-riddled Wild. Riddled. Yeah.
Oh, that person says riddled. Okay.
Riddled. I expect McDavid to have a big night. Leon has stolen his spotlight lately, and he will be able to dominate the Wild. This is from Greg. Reid, are you buying or selling that this is a must-win game?
I'm not buying it's a must-win. I will never buy that till they're on the verge of being eliminated from a series.
Okay, then here's a question.
Okay,
are you buying or selling that this is a can't-lose game for the Edmonton Oilers?
Sure, if you want me to say that.
Buying.
I think that the reason to be optimistic for the Oilers tonight is that even if Ekholm doesn't play, they still have a pretty good lineup. And, the Oilers have two lines led by elite players, McDavid and Draisaitl. And then the third line's been better lately, right? And then even with Philp in the lineup, Perry and Kapanen are decent players who've embraced that role. So I think, Travis, I've always talked about be careful what you get off waivers. The Oilers signed Travis Dermott to a PTO. He played a few games. He was put on waivers, and Minnesota picked him up because they're injury-riddled. They're missing 3 really good defensemen. So I think that bodes well that if the Oilers play with precision and with energy, that they can get after that defense. That if, Middleton and Bogosian have a great game and take out one Oilers line, there's other guys who can do some damage. And you talk, Jay, when we reference those special teams numbers that favor the Oilers tonight as well, especially Oilers power play versus Minnesota PK. Well, what can you do against struggling D pairings as well, or overmatched D pairings? If you don't score, they draw penalties. They get out of position. They get tired. They put a stick in and trip or hook, or they take the hand off the stick and hold. So that's why there's reason for optimism. And again, the Wild were missing many of these players a few weeks ago, and the Oilers won 7-1.
Very true. Yeah, I think this is a great opportunity to get this second half of the road trip off on the right foot. Injury depleted. And let's face it, this hasn't been a very welcoming place for the Oilers. But, let me ask you this. After a 7-1 drubbing last time, pretty much the same lineup that they're going up against, do you think that plays in the locker room leading up to the game? Hey, remember last time? And even for both teams, or is this just
when was
totally
the game?
It
was December 12th. Yeah, I think they remember it. I think it's... I don't know if it's going to make Minnesota be frightened. I think they can play better. I think maybe it gives the Oilers some confidence where it says, hey, we can jump on these guys, especially because I think when they lost that game 5-3 earlier in the season, the Oilers, and that was kind of that, we've been using, you and I know other people use different points, but you and I have been using
November
9th. Where's that game again? I'm just trying to find it in the Oilers. Oh, because I'm looking at Minnesota's schedule. That's why. But wasn't the Minnesota loss the one prior to that? The 5-3 loss where Draisaitl got that weird goal from center, and then they scored in garbage time. I mean, really, it was a 5-1 loss.
Yes, that was one of the worst games of the year.
Oh no, sorry, that was November 21st. So that loss to Minnesota was still in the time where we say the Oilers started playing better. But I think that was kind of the last game, looking back, where we weren't sure which Oilers team was going to show up. I know they had a bad game against Anaheim, and they weren't great early against Pittsburgh, but that Minnesota game back on November 21st, it was still, that bad start was lingering a little bit.
Absolutely.
I mean, earlier that week, they lost 3-0 in Montreal and didn't play that great. So it was still in that time frame when I feel like, at least I was thinking, I'm not sure which team's going to show up. They appear to be getting a little better, and they're having some better results, but I'm still not sure which team is going to show up, and they're winning a few games in overtime that maybe they should have put away. So now I think the Oilers are locked in that okay, consistency of effort that we're talking about, take care of the details, play with energy, don't have big lulls in the game, don't make mistakes. So I think that should help the Oilers feel good tonight. And probably there's a little bit like, oh yeah, we burned these guys last time. Let's go get them.
Hey, hope Noah Philp gets a lot of ice time tonight. Need to see what we have. If he can't replace Derek Ryan, then a fourth line center will be another needed addition prior to the trade deadline. That comes in from Jerry.
Well, and Tom and I talked about this. Tom, what day was I on with you talking about Philp? After the last game? After Monday's game. Like, I wanted him up. And I know not everybody agrees. Some people would have kept him in the minors. But I said, let's bring him up. Like, let's let him play. So if you're scratching Derek Ryan.
Yeah, why not?
And you're going 11-7, and you don't appear to, as a coach, to really prefer 11-7, and you got the space for, a guy on a minimum salary, why not put Philp in? I mean, let's find. You basically still have 2 months to find out. That's a good chunk of games against a variety of different opponents, a variety of different situations. Let's see how he does, because maybe, the best solutions to have are internal solutions, so you don't have to trade away assets to try to get a player. Like if Noah Philp actually comes in and can, I was going to say hold his own. You hope he does better than hold his own, but at least hold his own, at least not be a detriment, so the top three lines can go out and win the game. Then that's pretty good. I'd like to find out, so you're not chasing, a fourth liner. Like, okay, so say you get a Bugstad type. He's a free agent, and then he left. I mean, last year you got Henrique to kind of be a depth center. He stayed, but he could have left. So it's nice if you got, hey, we got Noah Philp, and he played well as a rookie, plus he's not going anywhere.
Well, and it's a big body. If he can come in and play a bit of that physical role, that would be a major advantage. Now, what are his, somebody asked earlier, I forget who it was, do you know what his face-off percentage has been thus far in Bakersfield? Because that's a big deal as well, right?
Oh, let me check. I don't know if they listed on the AHL stats or not, but I can quickly find out. Because he had one good game with the Oilers where he was excellent, and then I think he had one that was tough and one that was average.
70% or something. It was really good.
Face-off percentage for the American Hockey League. You know what? I'm going to text Holt, actually. And we'll see if he has it. I'm sorry, I don't know that off the top of my head.
We'll try to find it, though.
Yeah.
And this one comes in from Sean. I see there isn't much to frost, but who would look better with frosted tips today? Reid or Jay? Were you a frosted tips guy?
I had frosted tips briefly in Lloyd. Didn't we talk about that?
I know we did. I don't know if it was on air. Frosted tips, Reid. Do you want to do it?
Do I need frosted tips with this white beard?
Yeah.
I don't think I do.
I'm trying to grow.
You would look better. Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What? That's a nice thought, Jay. Good for you, buddy.
Oh, are you? Thanks, Reid.
We are over 100 likes on YouTube very quickly. Thanks for getting us there. And we want to get to 130. So Jay gives me the word of the day, and Koob plays the new intro.
If you haven't already, just click the thumbs up. We'll be there instantly, and then we'll go chasing records and bonus words.
X-Ray Jay, I thought they do. I thought I've seen AHL face-off stats, but just doing it quickly here, I don't have it, so I'm sorry about that. But I think they do have it, Jay. There's somebody's going to keep it. I mean, they keep stats for everything. And I think AHL teams would want to know the face-off stats. Like I thought I've seen them, Jay. Maybe I'm wrong. But I asked Ryan with the Condors. There's TV. There's a game on.
That's what Kirk says.
Yeah, so that we can get the ESTV fired up for sure. All right, we have a very we're going to use the D20. We have it's a Minnesota themed top 3. Now you might hear that and think you guys are in Edmonton, but this is going to be a fun one. And we want you to participate, and maybe we'll put up a poll for who has the better little list. But we're going to do something Minnesota themed for the top 3. But first, the irreplaceable Zachary Kubusch with a sports update.
Six-year-old Noah Philp slots back in for the Oilers against the Wild, having Mattias Ekholm as a game-time decision for Edmonton. And you can tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas live just an hour before puck drop right here on EST. And the only other game on the schedule has Ryan McLeod giving the Sabres a 1-0 lead against the Hurricanes. That one's early in the first. Meanwhile, the Oil Kings and Broncos get set to throw it down for one of 5 games in the WHL, while Spokane meets Kelowna and Portland faces Saskatoon. In football, Jake Julian of the Elks has been released for him to pursue NFL opportunities. While in the NFL, Deontay Johnson is on the move once again as he's been reclaimed by the Ravens from the Texans, with Johnson having to wait until after the Super Bowl to be a part of Baltimore's official roster once again. Out east, Toronto hosts Boston. The 76ers battle the Knicks, and the Nuggets go at it against the Rockets. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated since 1993, they're more than just plywood. They offer everything from doors and flooring to decking, fencing, and custom millwork. With a huge selection of hardwoods and knowledgeable staff, they're here for all your DIY needs. Windsor Plywood Leduc, the experts you need to know. We have a quick break before the Reid Wilkins Show returns here on EST. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and that was your sports update.
Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Make a fresh start in the new year with Sentinel Storage. With convenient locations near you, Sentinel Storage is here to help you make space for everything 2024 holds. Sentinel Storage. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Got some gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus, shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
The Canadian Ice House is taking your sports experience to a higher level. Trackman golf simulators are now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit in-store or at thecanadianicehouse.com for details.
Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Mattias Ekholm did not take the morning skate. Game time decision. Oilers playing the Minnesota Wild tonight. 5:30 here on Edmonton Sports Talk is the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom and Hernan. Tom made a brief cameo. Hernan's going to join us just after 5. Tomorrow it's a 7:30 game visiting the Colorado Avalanche. So we'll do this show from 3 to 6, and then the stream will pick up at 6:30 for the pregame show for tomorrow. Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. Yay, it's Wednesday. Wing Wednesdays, unbeatable at the CBH. Only 69 cents each and a mountain of flavors to savor. Flavor of the month in January, passion fruit habanero. Do that wing thing every Wednesday at the Canadian Brewhouse. If you're in the nasty chat, thank you. A lot of chat going on there today about a variety of topics, so glad people are having fun there. And give us a thumbs up as well. We have already exceeded 100, and we're very, very close already to 130, which is word of the day territory. So please give us a little click. If everybody did it, we'd be there. And Jay Milne would be so happy he'd probably write and record another album. Would you guys change your band name again?
Yes.
The Holy Gazolas.
The Tony Gazolas. Tango, what's going on? It says in the nasty chat, what's going on with Deontay Johnson? I don't know. This player's a dumpster fire. He's proven himself to be that for a while. So, traded to the Ravens. Then he had a suspension. So then he went to the Texans, blew a hissy fit because he didn't think he was getting the ball enough last game. And now the Ravens have picked him back up off waivers, but they can't play him or use him in in the playoffs.
Oh, in the postseason.
So I don't know. I don't know. Generally, where there's smoke, there's fire with stuff like this. Players that are bouncing around, good players. He's a hell of a football player. But players that are bouncing around like this, usually not a good sign. Would you agree, Reid?
Yes. Even though
I don't think any of these players.
You answered that far more effectively than I would have.
Okay.
We're doing our NFL picks on Friday for the 4 weekend game. I went 5-1. We didn't even check our scores. We'll do that on Friday. But I went 5-1. You went 3-3.
Yeah.
Because we disagreed on 2 games, and I got both of those.
Yep.
All right.
Thankfully, you forced me into a Commander's pick.
Well, I said you had to make a pick, even though you were trying to abstain. I'm too close to it. I must abstain.
Like I work for the team
Speaker of the House. I must not vote. So we're gonna do something different today with Reid's top 3. Slightly different. I mean, we have had days where we both do 3, or we say it's something we came up together. But we're going to do a draft today. Reid's top 3, presented by Fuge Sausages, the best sausages you will ever eat, locally made, packed full of flavor. Order online or visit them in store, 6736 99th Street. Take advantage of their EST discount. This is really cool. 10% off your order if you enter the online code EST, or you just go into the store and mention Edmonton Sports Talk. Just shout it out, and they'll give you a 10% discount. I wonder if you shouted it out. Like, say there were 7 people in the store, and you were shopping for sausage, and you just shouted out, Edmonton Sports Talk, and they didn't know who said it. Would everybody in the store at that time?
Ooh, I like that.
We'll have to clarify that. As Fuge Sausage says, you can't beat our meat. They do have excellent sausage. It's our top 3 athletes who played for a Minnesota team, pro team. We're not going to do all college and everything like that.
What?
So,
I'm just kidding.
I thought you knew the rules. So this is why the 20-sided die is here. We're going to each roll the die, and then we're only drafting 3 athletes each. And then whoever rolls higher will pick if they want to pick first or second. Because if you pick second, you also pick third. Okay?
Okay.
So I will roll the 20-sided die first. Oh, sorry, wait.
So we're going odd or even, I thought. Or you're just going whoever rolls
whoever
highest?
rolls higher gets to pick which pick they want.
Okay. And this is this topic again?
Top 3 athletes who played for a Minnesota team.
Okay.
And then we're going to get the nasties to say who has the better Minnesota Classic team.
Coob, you're going to have to record these.
Yeah, write them down, Coob. Okay, I'll do them and tweet them out. Or do we do it in the nasty chat?
Yeah, nasty chat.
Yeah, go, Coob.
What's he got to do?
He's got to pee.
You've got a job to do.
Well, you can urinate on the job.
Get a can. Use your coffee
Some of the
mug.
stuff I say on the broadcast, I'm like, how am I even anybody? All right. I have rolled a 2.
Well,
out of the 20-sided
do you
die.
want to just give it to me?
No, you still have to roll. You might roll a 1 or a 2. That's gonna bounce. Do you not see someone who was an?
I thought that was a 1.
It is a 1.
It's a 7.
It has to be on the table, Jay.
It's a 7.
It has to be on the table.
Okay, ready?
I got to bring a dice tray. That's
Yes,
another thing
yes.
that I have. Yeah.
8.
8. All right. So do you want to pick first or do you want to pick second?
I'm going to pick first because I think there's a 1-1 that stands alone.
I don't think there is. But
Well, maybe it doesn't stand alone. But for me, when I think of a Minnesota athlete of my vintage, that there's only one, and it's Kirby Puckett.
All right.
84-95 with the Minnesota Twins. Won 2 World Series. There's your die.
Thank you.
So
The
Kirby
D20.
Puckett.
All right. You know what? Once I did some research, Kirby Puckett is not someone I would have wanted to pick. So I was happy that you went first and took him.
Good.
Puckett was great, for sure.
I know who you're going to take.
7 times in the top 10 of MVP voting, 318 career average, but never actually won an MVP. This guy did. He played 22 seasons in the major leagues, all with the Twins franchise, though they moved from Washington. He played 14 of his 22 years with Minnesota. If you just factor in those, he had an incredible career. He won the MVP in 1969. I'm taking Harmon Killebrew. And now I pick again, correct?
That's how a snake draft works.
There's a few different ways to go here. I think I have to, as much as there are a couple of guys who were great Minnesota players and won awards and all that kind of stuff, I think I have to stick with baseball. So our first 3 picks will be baseball.
Oh, you bet. Then there's only one option.
I'm going Rod Carew.
Oh, good job.
Who played 12 seasons with the Twins. He was the 1977 MVP when he batted .388, and he had a couple other seasons over .350. I mean, one of the best hitters for average of all time, but another guy who won American League MVP. Again, you hit .388 in a season? Come on. I'm going to go with Rod Carew. So we've all taken baseball players so far. Jay took Kirby Puckett. I'm taking Harmon Killebrew and Rod Carew.
Okay, my second best player to play for Minnesota. I would have taken a different football player, but he didn't exemplify Minnesota throughout his career. So therefore, I'm going to go with the second best receiver of all time behind Jerry Rice, and that's Chris Carter.
Oh, my God. Seriously?
Why wouldn't
Okay. All right.
You took Harvey Killebrew with your first pick.
Harmon Killebrew, by the way.
Exactly.
Who's a great player.
Exactly.
That's not even the Minnesota receiver I would have taken.
You would have taken Randy Moss.
Yes, I would have.
Maybe I still will.
Yeah, you can.
Good.
So I'm going to get a hell of a player with my last pick.
Okay.
But it's you again.
Oh.
Yeah, Snake. So I draft second, third, and sixth. You draft first, 4, and 5th.
Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, Garnett's good.
Kevin Garnett transcended the game coming out of high school as a draft pick to the Timberwolves, changed that team, took them to the playoffs, ultimately won with Boston, but he did a lot for that franchise.
2008 MVP, 4-time first-team All-Star in the NBA. I am going to go to wrap it up with Fran Tarkenton.
Nice. Good pick.
Over Moss for a football player. Played twice for the Vikings, 61-66, 72-78. Won the NFL MVP in 1975. And refreshing my reading on him today, kind of one of the original, if not the original, dual threat quarterbacks for his mobility and his ability to get yards with running. So I'm going to go with Fran Tarkenton. The other players I wrote down Randy Moss, didn't pick him. I did write down Mikko Koivu. I mean, he played 15 years with the Minnesota Wild. But was he ever... He'd be a great Minnesota athlete, but he never won an MVP or would have been considered one of the best players in the NHL. So I obviously decided not to take him. So who has the better all-Minnesota team? Jay with Puckett, Carter, and Garnett, or me with Killebrew, Carew, and Tarkenton?
Coob, can you put that up?
How do you put up a poll in the...
I don't even know how to spell half of those names.
That's it. No.
Okay. Are you ready?
Okay.
Puckett. P-U... Have you heard of Kirby Puckett?
Not even once.
Jesus.
Oh, my God.
Before my time.
Well, I'm going to tell you something else. The 3 players I drafted were... Well, Carew I saw play. Puckett, Puckett. Carter, common spelling. Though is Chris without a C? Or without a H, I should say? Was he C-R-I-S?
Chris Carter?
Yeah.
C-H.
It was C-H?
No. Maybe you're right. Yes, it was C-R-I-S, I believe. Yeah.
And
C-R-I-S,
then Jay's
Carter.
final pick was Garnett. Do you know how to spell that?
G-A-R-N-E-T-T.
Yep.
Correct. My team, Killebrew. K-I-L-L-E-B-R-E-W.
Sure.
Carew, C-A-R-E-W.
Okay.
Tarkenton, common spelling.
Yeah.
T-A-R-K-E-N-T-O-N. Who has the better all Minnesota team?
Tarkenton. Okay.
Modano, people are putting in the nasty chat. I think that his better years were with Dallas. So we even said to each other, it has to include. I mean,
yeah. I'm getting blown up because I took Chris Carter over Randy Moss.
Well, I'm not going to defend you, my friend.
That's fair. I just thought the body of work with Randy Moss was equally as important with the Patriots and another team than it was with Minnesota. That's it. Chris Carter was who brought up Randy Moss.
Owanek. Morneau, good player. Maurer, good player. Johan Santana, good player. Moss, some big names missed out on. I don't think so if we're just picking 3 each. VR Montenegro, Brian Bellows. Yeah, he has some good stats.
Mike Modano was close to making my list. Nobody even has. Adrian Peterson's pretty good.
I would have taken Adrian Peterson over Chris Carter.
What's with that Chris Carter hate? The guy's
I don't hate him.
Flipping legend.
We're picking elite.
But how can you say oh my gosh, Jay took Chris Carter over Randy Moss? Are you crazy?
I think that's what people are saying.
How?
Modano only played 4 seasons with the North Stars.
Tell me how.
Modano only played 4 seasons with the North Stars, so it'd be hard for me to select him. I would have taken Robert Smith over Chris Carter.
But you didn't.
Right. Because I wouldn't have taken Chris Carter. Is he Duron Carter's dad or uncle?
Dad.
And Mike, the Michigan fan, Chris Carter went to Ohio State. We should do a game like 6 degrees of Big Ten separation. Like Mike, the Michigan fan. Mike, the Michigan fan. Relate Gerard Depardieu to the Big Ten in as few steps as possible. Do it, Mike, the Michigan fan.
Well, yeah, that's why he hates that. But I'm just thinking of Minnesota. But Kevin Garnett's a good pick. Kirby Puckett's a good pick.
But see, once I looked into Puckett and some of the Twins' history, to me, he didn't stand out as much as Killebrew or Carew.
Or Maurer.
Carew's batting averages are just insane year after year.
That was fun.
We'll do more top threes.
I think we could do that every once in a while. Sprinkle
we won't
a draft
do it every day. There's a lot of different ways we can do it. It's our show.
Don't keep the die here because Dustin will deem it as unnecessary and throw it out.
He'll be like, "Oh, a novelty die."
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what? He's like, to a 20-sided. They must have screwed up a 6-sided die. I better throw it out. I'll see if I can get a D100 at Warp tonight.
Yes.
What's the most you want me to spend on a D100?
I'm in for $10 for my portion.
So if I pay $20 to get it, but then it's just going to sit here. No, we'll use it.
We'll
use it for random stuff.
We'll use it.
We'll be like, okay, I'm going to roll the D100. Yeah. What did I just roll?
Hernan in the nasty chat. What about Wally Zerbiak? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I have time for Wally Zerbiak.
What college did he go to?
Ooh, that's a good question.
He wasn't a Gonzaga guy, was he? Was he an early Gonzaga, like when Gonzaga started getting really good? Do you remember Hernan? Where did Zerbiak play NCAA hoops? Well, Jay's doing it. Zerbiak from Gonzaga. That has a nice ring to it.
Miami.
Oh, he was, okay.
Miami of Ohio.
Oh, Miami of Ohio.
Yeah.
Are they the Red Hawks? Isn't that where there was a quarter?
Yeah, the Miami of Ohio Red Hawks.
Roethlisberger didn't play there, did he?
Yes, he did.
That's where he was from? Okay. Well, talk about 6 degrees of just random nothingness for no reason.
That must suck. Oh, I went to Miami. And somebody in the back of
Ohio. Oh, did you play for? Did you play with Bernie Kosar? No, of Ohio. Oh, you played with Roethlisberger. No, I played while. Forget it. All right.
Something smells good.
Yeah, somebody made popcorn or something. What is that?
I don't know. Rip City Step, Maya Moore, 4-time WNBA champion for the Lynx, and WNBA final.
Yeah, that's we didn't even think of that.
Good, it's good. Jason says, I'm voting for Jay because I'm under 45.
Well,
you did age yourself a bit with your
I'm not that
picks.
much over 45, to be clear.
Randall Cunningham. That's a good one from Nacho Man.
Didn't play there long enough. But he was the quarterback the year they went 15-1, I believe.
Dante Culpepper.
Culpepper was pretty good. I believe the offensive coordinator the year the Vikings went 15-1, I think was Brian Billick, who then went on to be a very defensive-minded head coach.
Ravens.
With the Baltimore Ravens. I think that was his career progression. That was a very fun... Is the poll going in the nasty chat, Coop?
I can't list the full thing in the nasty chat, so I'm doing it up on Twitter, but I'll do it for those who can go back and click the timestamp.
Could you just put who had the better all-Minnesota team?
Yeah, just put Jay
or Reid in the YouTube.
And for those who didn't hear it, you can click a timestamp in the YouTube description to hear the full list once again.
All right. What are you laughing at? My drawn-out exhale?
Yes, that was a very purposeful
I'm
exhale.
sorry I give the Cuba hard times.
You don't.
I love him.
Coop's a part of the team, man. We can, it's like if when you're getting toyed with or bugged or, that means you're part of the crew.
Frank guessing that I am 52. Do people not know my age? I say it enough. I am 50. Most people guess I'm younger than I am, but now that I think I have a white beard, people are guessing that I'm older than I am. I am 50 years of age for another 2.5 months anyway. The River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant, home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. You know what I'm learning here? I'm a big part of the Nielsen show in the morning. I'm going to be on live tomorrow morning, but me saying makes my day. They play that about 400 times throughout the show.
Do it live?
Tomorrow, I'll do it live tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do it live tomorrow.
Okay. Then we can clip the live one and use that on our show.
Oilers and Wild. Yes, that's right. True bit of irony. All right, we have Hernan coming up at 5. We have our game of the night discussion ahead. You can chime in the nasty chat. Email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We have the overworked Zachary Kubusch with a sports update.
Mattias Ekholm is a game-time decision while Noah Philp slots back in for the Oilers fresh off his recall from the AHL. And you can catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show as they tee up the action. That one goes live at 5:30 only on EST. And just one other game has the Sabres up 1-0 over the Hurricanes off the stick of Ryan McLeod. That one's nearing the end of 20 minutes. And in the WHL, 5 games dot the schedule, seeing the Oil Kings facing the Broncos, Red Deer against Regina before Lethbridge plays Tri-City. In football, the Elks have released kicker Jake Julian in order for him to pursue NFL opportunities, while down south, Baltimore has claimed former Raven Deontay Johnson from the Texans, who was previously placed on waivers by Baltimore earlier this season, and Johnson won't officially be a part of the Ravens roster until after the Super Bowl. On the court, the Celtics and Raptors tip off while the Magic face the Bucks, and the Nuggets take on the Rockets, seeing 11 games around the association. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. The showroom offers all the best and latest in flooring, tiles, and area rugs. At the corner of 184th Street and 107th Ave, they're open 7 days a week. Tell them EST sent you for 10% off your next purchase, and you can shop in-store or online at ParamountFlooring.ca. The Reid Wilkins Show returns on the other side of these messages. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
You've been injured in a car collision. Let James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, protect your interests. They'll be there every step of the way to help answer your questions and help you get your life back on track. Trust Alberta's precedent-setting injury lawyers with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, call James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers, 780-428-0088, or go to jameshbrown.com.
How do you beat those winter blues? How about a double shot of classic rock? River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Helix and Sweet. February 28th, live in the venue. Helix and Sweet. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Tommy Gunn's Barbershop is more than just a barbershop. It's a top-notch, tailor-made experience from check-in to check-out. Get a precision haircut, a classic shave, or a facial to step up your style. Just walk in, relax, and let Tommy Guns take it from there. Find comfort in knowing their team follows the code, which is their commitment to care for you as a customer. Check out Tommy Guns today, in-store or online at TommyGuns.com to bring out the best in you. Tommy Guns, where every cut is done right every time.
Fuge Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at fugesausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Fuge Sausages. You can't beat our meat.
Is this a little more North Shore?
This is one of the instrumentals on the album.
One of?
I think there's 2.
Oh, wow. How many tracks total?
13, with a cover at the end.
Oh, you played me that one.
Yeah.
What was the cover of?
What was it? Shoot, my mind's a pretzel right now.
It was a Crocus song, was it not?
Man at the back with the rather effect.
Yes, Barroom. Was it
Ballroom Blitz.
Ballroom Blitz. I always get mixed up. It's Barroom or Ballroom.
Nice.
Pretty good. Now, did you contribute to the instrumentals?
I was one of the people that yelled, yeah!
We need 3 more thumbs up to get to the word of the day on YouTube. If you're in the nasty chat, thanks for being there, first of all. But we want to get, because Kub made a special intro. I have not heard this. I like this when you do things that I don't know about. Well, within reason. Hey, Reid, we're reducing the show to an hour. I've had that happen to me without knowing about it. Don't want to go through that again. All right, we don't have a lot of options for this one, do we? For our game of the night?
Well, no.
One's already started. I tend to not look outside of hockey or big football games myself. Our game of the night is presented by Playmore Tables and Games. They're very special to us because we have a classic arcade machine. What do we think there are? 6,400 games?
Yes.
Though some of them are different versions of the same game. Even with that, there's thousands of games on it. Our game of the night for Playmore Tables and Games, from ping pong and pool tables to darts and dome hockey, plus all the classic arcade action you could ask for. Visit Canada's Game Room Experts, locations in Edmonton and Calgary, or online at playmoregames.ca. Well, my game of the night is the Oilers of the Wild. Actually, my game of the night is Hernan on Tecmo. What's Tom playing right now?
NBA. He's a big
that's
NBA
also my
Jam
game
guy.
of the night.
Yeah.
That's also my game of the night. Tom playing NBA Jam.
Well, that's where I was going to, was the NBA. Heat at Lakers. Both are 7th in the Lakers are 7th in the West. The Heat are 7th in the East. 20-18 for the Heat versus the 20-17 Lakers, led by, as Dustin likes to call, the greatest player of all time, LeBron James, leading a 20-17 team.
Well, you're just trolling him.
No, I'm not. Just stating facts.
See, you're winning the Twitter poll because I think people haven't heard of my Minnesota athletes or don't realize how good they were. That's fine.
Well, it is what it is, Reid. Jodes, that was North
is.
Shore playing as you just logged in. That's one of the instrumentals. We found a new album. Wonder what else we'll find.
Probably a third album.
Not that I'm aware
of. You were part of it, maybe. You were out of the band. Hello, Jasmine in the Nasty Chat. She's one of our colleagues, you know.
Yes.
Hashtag Association City. I don't know what that refers to. Apparently, face-off stats are not kept. All right, X-Ray Jay, you were right. I thought I saw AHL face-off stats. We'll assume that Noah Philp was good in face-offs.
A lot of discussion here on this Chris Carter pick of mine. As Sobe Kirk says, whose avatar is a Viking. Chris Carter is the Leon Draisaitl of those Viking days. Not enough love. To which Brent Kellington said, yeah, I was thinking Chris Carter was amazing, but dude dominated highlight reels and shows too. I wouldn't say he didn't have enough love.
Yeah, I think he got plenty of love.
Box Pounder says, you guys should live stream the Tecmo games and have Dusty call them. Well,
that could happen, my friend.
Box numberer.
You don't call him that.
It's in the works. There is our coup, Mattias Ekholm, is in the process of trying to.
This is great. Oh, just mispronouncing everything. What did you call him? Mattias Ekholm? All right. What was I going to say? I had something in my mind. But we will do word of the day right away because we're approaching 140 thumbs, which is pretty cool.
Reid, this comes in from William Mikespear, noted poet laureate of the Reid Wilkins show.
And I have Uke's limerick.
Okay. Reid, Jay is winning the Twitter poll because most of you listeners are younger than 70 years old.
That's fair.
Fair?
That's fair. All right. Here is the Big Ukes limerick emailed to Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tonight in Minny, the Oil battle the Wild. Facing injuries, is their lineup a bit mild? Reid does a dunk, never in a funk. What are the odds Tommy does have a child? Whoa! The twist ending.
What? What is this music?
New tunes.
New limerick music?
Sounds like a bit like...
Sounds a little NFL-ish, NFL
superhero-ish.
Films style.
And on the frozen tundra of Cleveland.
Of Minnesota.
The
Wild and Tommy's
Chris
child.
Carter dominated again.
That's incredible. All right, so our game of the night by Playmore Tables and Games, I'm taking Oilers Wild and Tom playing NBA Jam on the classic arcade machine, and Jay's taking, is it Lakers at Heat?
Yeah, getting ripped for that too. You know what? Just rip me for whatever I do.
Who's ripping you for that?
Hey, rip my white shirt. Say it looks terrible.
No one's ripping your game of the night selection.
Rip City Step is.
Oh.
Associating City, but that's a terrible game of the night. Ha ha.
Oh. All right. Jasmine, what's your game of the night?
Yeah, what's yours, Rip? Don't be afraid to text us at the River Cree inbox, 780-218-9999. Just save it in your phone as Reid.
All right. Can we? Yeah, you might as well. Okay, can we hear? Is it ready to go, Coop?
Oh, locked and loaded.
Here it is. The word of the day, and I have not heard this.
Nor have I.
You haven't heard it either?
No.
Oh, somebody probably should have vetted it. No, you can't vet yourself.
You can't vet your own
is when
work.
somebody else does it.
That's like proofreading your own essay.
Yes.
You can't do it.
Vetting is getting someone else to look at.
I got AI to look at it, guys.
I believe. Let's double check the definition of vet.
I like this.
Oh, hang on. I'm going to spell it wrong. No, it went to a wrong thing.
Grizzly Spurs from Mex Bezozu.
Having been subjected to, so vetted means having been subjected to evaluation or appraisal, critically reviewed and evaluated for official approval or acceptance. I think it's implied that somebody else does it. All right, let's have the unvetted. Now I'm terrified. Dustin could be mowing that pasture for us right now. There you go, boys. It's all yours.
Hey, you guys want to go for a walk out back?
Oh, it's pretty far from the station. Oh, you can stay there all day.
Dustin, why wouldn't we just drive? No, we need to walk, guys.
Here is the unvetted, Coob-produced Word of the Day intro.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
A lot of Samuel L. Jackson in there. Was that all from Pulp Fiction?
All from Pulp Fiction.
Thank you for not including any swearing. because there's a lot of swearing in that.
I like that, Coop.
Pretty good, Coop. Very unexpected. I did not think that was the direction you were going to go in.
That I must say, it caught me by surprise as well. Very well done. Good work, Coob.
Thank you.
Everybody,
good work, Coob.
Everybody, give a thumbs up if you haven't already for the Coob. What do you call him? The deliverer of
I call him the technical producer and the sports update deliverer.
Deliverer, yes.
All right. So the word of the day, the way it works is, we need a sponsor for the word of the day, by the way.
Yeah, working
Business
on
at
it.
Edmonton Sports. Oh, are you really?
Well, if you have any ideas, maybe you own a book bindery.
What about all those CUPE employees that are on strike I drive by? Is it CUPE? Is that the union that's on?
Well,
what are they?
CUPE.
Yeah, don't they call them CUPE?
I don't know. I've just always referred to them as Canadian Union of Public Employees.
I think there's an acronym for that. Anyway, so Jay gives me
CUPE.
CUPE. It's called CUPE. I'm sure it's called CUPE.
Hey, I just don't know. I just call it like I see it.
Jay gives me the word of the day, which I have to spell and then try to figure out the definition of, if I don't already know it. A couple I've known.
This one, I'm assuming you will know. If you don't know it, I will be a little
now I'm set up
surprised.
for failure.
Yeah. Word of the day is hackneyed. Hackneyed.
I believe it's HACKNEYED. And I believe this is very slang of me. I believe it's almost like half-assed, incomplete. Like they had a hackneyed approach to building their house. Or, well, no wonder the bridge collapsed. They had a hackneyed approach to it. Is that sort of right?
Kind of. You're going to get a half point for your definition.
Thank you.
So 1.5 out of 2 officially. Well done. Something is considered hackneyed when it is not interesting, funny, etc.
Oh, okay.
Because of being used too often. In other words, it's neither fresh nor original.
So the canned ham shirts at 6:30 Ched were becoming hackneyed. Thankfully, Reid retired the hackneyed canned ham shirts
Legendary.
when he went to Edmonton Sports Talk.
Yes. The new crime drama's characters are shallow stereotypes who engage one another in hackneyed dialogue.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So sort of uninteresting, not fresh. Yeah.
You know, I was thinking, this
Yes.
has nothing to do with the word of the day, but I think what we should do is find clips to clip from the Nielsen show with Lieutenant Eric and play them on our
Say
show.
they're hackneyed?
We'll have, yes. And we'll have a soundbite off.
Well, that's not related to the word of the day at all.
Not at all.
I didn't realize you were
said it
taking
wasn't.
that drastic of a turn.
I said that. I said, Reid, I'm taking this in a different direction.
Yeah, you really did. I thought at least we were going to finish the hackneyed discussion.
It could play into hackneyed.
Portions-
Maybe it gets drawn out.
Portions of this hour presented by Canadian Brewhouse. The Canadian Ice House, taking your sports experience to a higher level of ultra-cool TrackMan golf simulators, now open at the Ice House, an immersive and realistic golfing experience in the heart of downtown Edmonton. Visit thecanadianicehouse.com. Oilers and Wild. They start, I know it says 6:30 on the schedule. Jack Michael's posting a 6:52 face-off. And we will have our GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom and Hernan starting at 5:30. Hernan Salas is next on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Wake up with the Nielsen Show with Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric. Weekday mornings 6 to 9 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers
factors understood.
You want the heavy hitters on your team, both on and off the ice. If you've been injured in a car accident, call the heavy hitters of injury law. James H. Brown and Associates, Alberta Injury Lawyers. With over 200 years of combined injury law experience, their precedent-setting lawyers are ready to help. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oilers fans, James H. Brown and Associates wants to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Year-old Noah Philp slots back in for the Oilers against the Wild, having Mattias Ekholm as a game-time decision for Edmonton. And you can tune into the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas just an hour before puck drop right here on EST. Meanwhile, the Oil Kings and Broncos throw it down for one of 5 games in the WHL, while Spokane meets Kelowna and Portland faces Saskatoon. In football, Jake Julian of the Elks has been released for him to pursue NFL opportunities, while for the NFL, Deontay Johnson is on the move once again as he's been reclaimed by the Ravens from the Texans, with Johnson having to wait until after the Super Bowl to be a part of the Baltimore's official roster. Out east, Toronto hosts Boston. The 76ers battle the Knicks momentarily, and the Nuggets go at it against the Rockets later tonight. I'm Zachary Kubusch, and that was your sports update. The third hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Yeah, so just 2 games in the NHL tonight. Ryan McLeod, his 8th of the season. Buffalo leading Carolina 1-0. Start of the second period. Oilers and Wild, 6:30, more like 6:50, 6:52. Ekholm, game time decision, didn't take the morning skate. And the Wild without Kaprizov, Spurgeon, Brodin, and Faber. What's the matter, Jay?
Better rattle off a couple clues.
Oh my God, we're so far. We totally forgot so much fun. Sorry, Hernan, hang on. The Hudson's Canada's Pub mystery athlete of the game. You have to text the River Cree inbox 780-218-9999. We'll give one quickly. Arnold. Pacers 1998 and Arnold. Okay? And then we'll talk to Hernan and give another one in a couple minutes. Hernan is going to help us get fired up for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and an area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces, whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need available at Gemco 9281 50th Street. Hernan from EST Afternoons and the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Thanks for working overtime and coming on this show.
Yeah, no problem. Can I give my top 3 Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Oh, yeah. Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, I'm going to go with Wally Zerbiak.
Okay.
John Randall.
Good
Was he a D lineman?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Don Beaupre.
The goalie?
Yeah, he's a legend for
Wow.
the North Stars.
That's outside the box.
Yeah, I grew up loving Don Beaupre for some reason.
Really?
I think he was a Capital too. But he started in
Yeah,
in
I think he
Minnesota.
was.
Yeah.
How come you like Zerbiak so much?
Oh, when I was growing up, I loved that Timberwolves team because they had 2 guys, Zerbiak and Kevin Garnett, and they weren't very good outside of that. But like in NBA Live, when I'd play on the good old PS, I'd always use the Timberwolves. And Wally could shoot that 3, baby.
That's amazing. All right.
Little word of the day use here by Bronco Nick. The constant reminder of Noah Philp's U of A presence is hackneyed.
That's true. Did you know? Okay, so did you know that?
What?
Noah Philp played U of A Golden Bears hockey?
I think I heard it a few places, yeah. That's interesting, though.
You can use it on the
Quite a
pregame show.
tidbit, eh?
Yeah, that might be the trivia question on on the pregame show.
Can you imagine? I feel like 4,000 right answers within like 10 seconds.
Hernan, you know what's fired up is your hair. It is on point today.
Is it?
You're looking good.
Oh, thank you.
It's a good
Appreciate that.
Good looking salad you got going on.
I was
up
just
there.
laying down there watching Tommy play NBA Jam. That sounded kind of weird. Okay, I was on the couch. Tommy's standing up
reclining, which is fine.
Yeah.
Hernan, we are fired up right now. And
Why
I'm
are you fired up?
I'm fired up about something. I want to tell you, and I want to get your opinion. Koob, if you could pull up that... we're going to talk about Ed Hervey and addressing Gino Lewis yesterday at the GM meetings. He had a one-on-one with Justin Dunk. Yeah, we need audio. What's that?
I know what he said.
He
you can imagine, yeah. And if you don't, just read his lips.
Yeah.
This is what Ed Hervey had to say when asked if the team would renew Gino Lewis prior to free agency. Go ahead, Koob.
Not looking to do that before free agency. I'm sure he's going to get to the window. We'll let the market reset itself with the receivers. We have more pressing needs on our roster. I don't know, how else to explain it. There's the resources. I put my resources in other areas, and with respect, I think Gino's is an excellent receiver. But I think the receiver market is a bit. We're not paying that kind of money for receivers in Edmonton.
What do you think of that, Hernan?
I like it. I agree because keep in mind in 2023, Jones signed Gino and Stephen Dunbar. They had two of the top three paid receivers, and it didn't. Now, a quarterback play, O-line play, a lot of things go into that. But I agree because you can't be paying a receiver $3,000 or above. I think because you can find receivers. There's good Canadian talent. You can find an American kid that's looking for an opportunity. Maybe he was cut from the NFL and went to some mini camps. Zach Mathis comes to mind, right? Even though he was a supplemental draft, but he's one. You found Dylan Mitchell 3 years ago, right? Mid-season, a late seventh-round draft pick in the NFL, I think. So I think he's right, and I think that money has to be spent and where he said it should. In the secondary and on the D-line, which are the two biggest, I think, areas of concern right now for the Elks going into 2025. So I agree. You guys don't agree?
I 100% agree because I think this shows a lot about the new regime in Edmonton.
Yeah.
Saying, look, we're not doing this anymore. We are building from the inside out, which is where the most important part of your football team comes from. O-line, D-line, linebackers, quarterback, running back, safety. That's the strength of your team. The further out you go, the less important you are, and the more replaceable you are. So for somebody to, for them to be asking or requesting or wanting over $300,000 for one player, I mean, between him and Dylan Mitchell, you've now opened up space to go out and re-sign Ivy, and you now can go out and get a solid interior defensive lineman.
100%. And not just that, like you said, Gino and Dylan Mitchell off the books. Curley still makes a lot of money, but it's fine. He's Canadian, so it helps the ratio. And he's a good receiver. So Curley makes a ton. But after that, there's not a lot of guys on big tickets when it comes to the offense. Like Javon League, sure, but Rankin's probably coming in not too high because he's still kind of a guy that's got to prove himself. Even though he had many good games last year, he's going to get a bulk of that. And then you have a lot of your own line wrapped up, right? Like Boyko signed, Cordy signed, Cardilla signed, and then now you got Ivy done, and now you just need someone to fill in there for David Foucault. So that's another probably an American spot or someone you find through the draft. So I'm totally on board with Ed Hervey. That was it was good to hear. And again, it's nothing against Gino Lewis. He's a hell of a receiver. He showed it last year in the second half of the season, guys. Someone's going to pay him, though. Someone's going to pay top dollar for Gino Lewis, and good on him. He's one of the top 5 receivers still in the league.
Okay, I think the question here for me, though, is, and I get a bit of a sense that maybe in the halls of the Elks front office, they would have preferred if Ed didn't speak so much to that, because there were a couple other questions. And where he did say, he didn't run down Gino. He's not mad. But a lot of times GMs will dodge those contract questions and exact conversations about money. And, Justin Dunk asked a follow-up question about a dollar amount, and Ed kind of said, "Are you his agent, Justin?"
Yeah.
And then I think that's, but this is Ed. He put stuff out there.
Yeah.
Did he? I don't think he said anything bad or offensive. I think he was a little more open about money and contract discussions than CFL GMs often are. So maybe that's the question: is that did he need to pick away at the bones as much as he did?
Did he need to? Maybe not. Is this a tactic to maybe send the message across the league? Maybe. But I see this as a very positive thing. I see it as openness that a fan base and media can appreciate. He's telling it like it is. He said in the interview, he said, "I'm just being honest with you here."
And he said, what did he say? He goes, "I'm not paying $300,000 for a receiver,"
which we all understand.
Which now you don't hear a GM say that often, but it's Ed Hervey. So like Reid says, it's not shocking that he said. But I don't think it was offensive or any point like that. I think he was just being. He was asked about Geno Lewis. He said, "Well, yeah, if he wants to come down in price,
well, look,
we can start talking. But if not, then
here's the facts of the matter: is he pretty much said, Geno, if you can find that bag, go get it.
Right.
But in his opinion, he believes that the market is a little oversaturated for receiver, and that the market will prove what he is worth. Once that's done, if the Double E are interested at that price the market suggests, maybe they can have a conversation. There still is hope that Eugene Lewis will play in Edmonton next year. That's not written off. He's just simply stating facts about the process, which I like.
And this is what I love about the CFL guys. Tevin Jones came in last year, right? He had a good year in Sask, went to Montreal, got cut after training camp, comes in 4 or 5 games in, plays special teams for the first 2 games, and then he explodes on the scene. Has a connection with Trey Ford, and making what? Not even close to what the top receivers in the CFL make. So that's what I'm saying, where you can find value guys like that.
Absolutely.
Like Tevin Jones to me was a value guy. Zach Mathis, you want to throw Gavin Cobb in there, who still needs a deal. A younger receiver, a smaller guy, but that guy doesn't drop a ball. I was there for 3 years. I don't think I've ever saw him drop a ball at practice in a game. He is truly fantastic. So, and you have Curly Gittins. Who else do the Elks have on receiver right now? Curly, Zach Mathis.
What about Myala?
No, he's a free agent too.
He's
Is
not
Kyron
locked up.
Moore still under contract?
No,
he was hurt all year.
Well, Odom Dukes, right?
Oh, Odom
Odom Duke,
Dukes. Yeah, good one. So you have those 3 guys there. So, yeah, they'll be looking. But like Ed Hervey said, it's probably going to be some value guys that you can find around the league.
Let me give the 4th clue in the Hudson's Canada's Pub Mystery Athlete of the Game, because the show's over at 5. I totally forgot about it, Jay.
Go through the other ones.
So the 4th clue, what will I say here?
Yes, Shoelace 22. We are armchair GMs.
Hell yeah.
I think he's speaking to other people in the nasty chat too. 1988 4 medals. So the clues are Pacers 1998, Arnold 1988 4 medals.
MEDALS, not metals.
Do you know who it is?
Metals.
No, if I looked a little,
Hey.
Oh wow.
Yeah. What about that?
That's crazy.
Thanks, Hernan.
I would have never guessed that.
Pacers 1989, Arnold
1998. Pacers 1998, Arnold. I should say it's Arnold Schwarzenegger is the 3rd clue.
4th clue, medals. 4 medals, to be precise.
1988, 4 medals.
If you want to know, hit me up on my DMs, though.
All right, what do you expect? What's a good game for Philp tonight? Besides the Oilers winning, obviously.
His line doesn't get scored on. I think that. Good on the faceoff dot. PK, too. I think their power play is pretty good, Wild. I know their PK is 4th last in the league, so the Oilers can feast on that if they get a nice parade to the box by the Minnesota Wild players. But Noah Philp, you know what, Reid? I like what I saw in the couple games he played early in the season. I like what I saw in the preseason, because he's like, we got to remember, he's not 20. He's 26. He's a man now. You know, like, he knows what it takes, and I think he's a responsible player. And I like who he's playing with. Corey Perry's on his wing, as well as Kapanen. So you got 2 veteran NHLers. So again, not expecting a lot. I think 8 to 10 minutes for that group, maybe a little bit more. And then he's going to be key in the faceoffs.
Do we have a winner?
No. What year did you say?
Okay, so the first year is 1998.
Yes.
The second clue involving a year is 1998 4 medals. So 1998 and then 1988 4 medals.
So you don't know either.
1988.
Yes.
He doesn't know, right?
Yeah, he knows.
Oh, okay.
1988. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. No one's gotten yet, eh?
Someone will get it with the fifth and final clue, which we won't give out quite yet. Someone got it?
Yeah.
All right. It is, so here, the Pacers. Thanks to Jay for giving me this first one. This person designed the Indiana Pacers uniforms for in 1989. This person passed away in 1998. This person followed Arnold Schwarzenegger as the co-chair of the President's Council on Physical Fitness and Sports in the United States. This person won 4 medals at the Seoul Olympic Games in 1988, 3 gold and a silver, and the final clue was fingernails. It's Florence Griffith Joyner is the mystery athlete of the game for Hudson's Canada's Pup.
That's a tough one.
We're trying to make it tough.
What made you come up with it?
I don't know. She just popped into my head. Maybe like fingernails scraping along a chalkboard.
That's crazy.
Flojo.
Yeah.
Congrats to T. Kirk. The Coob.
Coob, have you heard of Florence Griffith Joyner? Besides just now.
No.
Okay.
Noted.
You've learned a lot today. You've learned of Kirby Puckett and Fran Tarkenton.
And all the other names you
And
listed.
Chris Carter.
Yes.
You have a lot of reading to do tonight.
I was surprised that Reid was so surprised of your Chris Carter pick.
Me too.
Like
he played him off like he was some second string bum.
He's not a second string bum. I don't think he's one of the greatest athletes ever to play for a Minnesota sports
He's
team.
a second all-time receiver behind Jerry Rice. Come on.
Is he second in yardage behind Rice?
Yeah, that's the rumor.
I wish you guys would have spent time with Deron Carter. No, that's an
I don't know.
interesting.
I'm not sure
that's
if
an
I would have
interesting
enjoyed
fellow.
that. I'm not sure I would have enjoyed that, quite frankly.
Oh boy, yeah, 2022 was interesting. Definitely interesting.
Is he? What do you want to tell us?
He is. He's loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell by that. He has all the answers. I'll just leave it at that.
Oh, does he? To everything?
Yeah. And every time you heard guys in the room, they get loud and they're arguing about stuff. Like in 2022, Deron Carter was, what are they talking about now? It's getting a little loud. He go in the middle. Deron Carter's in the middle.
Well, he just injected himself into everything.
He also claimed he was the fastest guy on the team that year. Trey Ford's just standing beside him, like, yeah, I don't know about that.
No shortage of confidence
Yeah.
or brashness.
I think Kevin Brown was faster because he ran track.
Just in closing, what do you think of this Ekholm possibly not playing, maybe playing?
Do you guys agree with this? Ekholm is top 2 guy that if the Oilers lose for any significant time, it's the biggest loss for the roster.
Top 2, so the other would be 97?
No, because I think with the offense, and if you have if it's either Draisaitl or McDavid, I think those guys make up for it. They have enough to make up for it with Nuge and Hyman that they'll be fine. They can survive it. But if you lose Ekholm, or if you lose Stuart Skinner,
That's a pretty reliable piece, not in the lineup. Yeah, he'd be in the top 3.
Top 3.
Like a difficult losses to overcome.
Yeah, because no one can step in and be Mattias Ekholm.
Right.
No one. No one even close to
Right.
Mattias
And,
Ekholm on
and
this
you're
team.
saying, well, no one can be McDavid or Draisaitl. At least they have the other one on the team.
they have another superstar.
Right.
Where the Oilers don't have another Ekholm. As good as Nurse has been, he's been great, but he's not Mattias Ekholm.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good way to put it. And when, well, I think the exact phrasing of the question was, do you want to talk about what's wrong with Mattias Ekholm? And Knobloch just said, no, I do not. They didn't say, it wasn't like, what's wrong with him? They said, I think it was a Minnesota reporter said, do you want to talk about it? And he's like, no, I do not. Maybe he's just sick and he's going to have to miss today. But yeah, tough if Ekholm is out.
No excuses, though, because the other team, no Brody, no Spurgeon, no Brock Faber. Like, that's...
But just get in there and forecheck this D. And like I said, even if you don't score, make him take penalties.
Yeah,
Or wear him out
exactly.
so in the third period. Because they'll have guys playing 18, 20 minutes that aren't used to playing that much.
Yeah.
Like Dermott, maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
What else is coming up on the pregame show?
So Belzy's in studio with Tommy. It's just the 3 of us. No visitor today, but we'll do game changers. We'll have a question of the night, and just gonna have some good old fun here as when these two teams meet. I was gonna say Gager. I'm so used to saying that, fellas. It's always a fun game.
Mike, the Michigan fan, has made an effort to relate Gerard Depardieu to the Big Ten. All he has is that, I don't know if I'm saying this right, Imarac Kumba is a 2023 Michigan commit, both born in France.
Boom.
They must know each other.
They have to.
All right. Hernan, thanks for dropping by. We'll wrap up the show. We got a final sports update here from the one and only Kub.
Mattias Ekholm is a game-time decision for the Oilers, while Noah Philp slots back in versus the Wild for the first of 3 straight games on the road for the Orange and Blue. And you can catch Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas as they preview the action during the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show live in just about 10 minutes right here on EST. And just one other game sees the Sabres scoring just a few minutes ago to take a 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes midway through that contest. Meanwhile, 5 games dot the WHL slate with the Oil Kings facing the Broncos. In football, the Elks have released kicker Jake Julian in order for him to pursue NFL opportunities, while down south, Baltimore has claimed former Raven Deontay Johnson from the Texans, previously being placed on waivers by Baltimore earlier this season, and Johnson won't be officially a part of the squad until after the Super Bowl. On the court, the Celtics tip off against the Raptors, and right now, the Knicks are up 8-3 on the 76ers, having 11 games in the NBA. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy. Get treated like a pro with their highly skilled crew. Whether you're recovering from an injury or looking to enhance your performance, Advantage Sports Medicine and Physiotherapy uses the same locker room approach trusted by the best in the game. Find them online at AdvantageSportMed.ca. The final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show before the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show comes after the break. I'm Zachary Kubusch for your sports update.
Make a fresh start in the new year with Sentinel Storage. With convenient locations near you, Sentinel Storage is here to help you make space for everything 2024 holds. Sentinel Storage. Shop Canadian, store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free. Visit sentinelstorage.ca.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
Hockey lives at the Canadian Brew House. Every Oilers game day, get $1 off tankards of Molson Canadian and Coors Light. Plus, you can win game tickets and a surf and turf dinner for 2 at the end of the season. Full details at thecanadianbrewhouse.com.
How do you beat those winter blues? How about a double shot of classic rock? River Cree Resort and Casino and K97 proudly present Helix and Sweet. February 28th, live in the venue. Helix and Sweet. Get your tickets now at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
A little more North Shore, Jay Milne's band from the early 2000s as we wrap up the Reid Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. Slightly abbreviated edition today. The boys are ready to start the Oil Stream pregame show at 5:30. The athlete of the day for Hudson's Canada's Pub was Florence Griffith Joyner. So who was it that's getting
Soapkirk
wins the $25 GC to Hudson's Canada's Pub? Texting the right answer to 780-218-9999. That's the River Cree inbox for River Cree Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week from 2 to 5 p.m. Any final thoughts, Mr. Milne?
I do. We got one last limerick that came in. Definitely pertains to the show. This came from Poet Laureate William Mikespear. Okay, so here's the skinny. They're picking stars from Minny. Nobody took Moss. Seems like quite a loss. Noah Philp once played U of A's shinny.
That is awesome.
That's good.
That's incredible. So
That's
good
fantastic.
I knocked my mic almost right out of its stand. All right, we got to run. Thanks for listening to the show. Great stuff. Awesome work by Zachary Kubusch. On behalf of the glue guy, Jay Milne, I'm Reid. Oil Stream is next to set up the Oilers in the Wild.
Get to know the winners. Props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Edmonton Sports Talk delivers a mass audience of key, influential customers to your business, all while you associate your company brand with the biggest names, the hottest sports news, and teams from every league around the globe. Oilers and Elks, NHL, NFL, Major League Baseball, and the association, Formula One, soccer, golf, oh sweet mama! The excitement is palatable on Edmonton Sports Talk. It's where fans go to get their sports fix and where our partners find the most loyal consumers. Contact us today and see how our team on Edmonton Sports Talk can score the biggest goals for your business. With various advertising options available, email business@edmontonsportstalk.com or head to our website and send a message at edmontonsportstalk.com.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Fuge Sausages makes their meat with nothing but the best local ingredients. From chicken, beef, and pork, their gluten-free sausages are packed with flavor. Every single bite. Get a 10% discount when mentioning Edmonton Sports Talk in-store or use the code EST when shopping online at fugesausages.ca. Plus, you get free delivery on orders of $100 or more. Find them at 6736 99th Street. Fuge Sausages. You can't beat our meat.